Beautiful, bright blue skies and a beautiful Tuesday morning. Welcome to Breakfast Daily here on Channel One Television. I am Nanatufo Boateng, and as always, it is a pleasant duty to serve you the best breakfast on television. This morning, my producer is worried. She's complaining about the state of vehicles on our roads, so we're going to dedicate some small time to it. You know, in Ghana, road transportation accounts for nearly 95% of all passenger and freight traffic, with commercial buses providing intra and intercity services accounting for an estimated 48.2% of all motorized trips. Now, apart from the limited participation by the state-funded, if like Metro Mass Transit and Intercity STC Coaches Limited, the sector is predominantly privately owned, informal and unregulated. You see, the commercial road transport sector is characterized by easy entry and exit protocols, substandard and unsafe vehicle fleet, and that's my producer's worry. And then there's the informally trained drivers and a lack of internal control systems that prioritizes profit over safety and convenience. These conditions, among others, conspire to negatively impact the general safety profile of our transport industry. That's the commercial transport industry. But they can be addressed, all right? So to address these gaps, the National Road Safety Authority, NRSA, is mandated to lead the regulatory administration and the commercial road transport, if like passenger and freight sector, to improve service quality and road safety. How can they do this? There's registration and there's permitting, okay? Now, consistent with global best practices, the regulatory regime requires that all persons intending to carry out a business such as commercial road transport services should either incorporate a business or join a transport union or association. But what do we see in these parts? Basa! Everyone, everywhere there's a station. Now, though there's an existing business registration regime for transport operators at the local assembly units, the processes are revenue-oriented and low on quality assurance. Emphasis on quality assurance, because that's where the problem is. There are all these rickety cars on the road. There's no quality in there. So the new plan seeks to improve the process with safety guidelines and the issuance of market entry licenses and operational permits by the authority, working in collaboration with the various MMDAs, that's the district assemblies. Now, there should be mandatory operational heads. One of the underlying conditions of the grant of license or permit for any regulated activity, including public service transportation, is the evidence of technical capacity to carry out the regulated activity. So you should be able to show that you have the capacity to do the work, provide commercial transport services. Now, global best practice examples show that where public service fleet operations are managed by a competent operational head, the risk to crashes and casualties is very low and high without competent operational heads at post. So the new regulatory regime will require that every operational permit provide evidence of a technical person. Now, this technical person shall assume responsibility for ensuring minimum safety conditions for service vehicles, drivers, and operational controls. This same technical person, transport manager or operational head, must possess at least a minimum diploma in transport and logistics, or in the case of the informal operators, must have at least 5 years experience in that role, and the same person should be trainable. All right, so we have all these persons at the helm of affairs. It portends a better transport system. Now, there should be continuous training of critical staff, which is one tool deployed to sustain the quality of a regulated transport service. For instance, let's take the aviation industry. Even when a pilot is trained and is assessed as skilled enough to fly commercially, this same pilot is required to go through a continuing education and training program throughout his entire career. But what do we see here in Ghana? Regrettably, we cannot say the same for the operational culture of the commercial road transport industry here in Ghana. It's quite worrying, quite disturbing. Now, though predominantly informal commercial drivers hardly avail themselves for refresher education, even when it's free. All right, so we've seen the NRSA going to some stations to do free education, but they don't avail themselves. Now, the effect of this is that there is a high-risk driving profile of commercial drivers, leading to many avoidable crashes on our major and, if like, high-traffic routes in the country. There should be a new agenda, and this new agenda should place responsibility on all fleet operators to ensure continuous road safety training for its drivers as a condition for operational permit renewal. Now, let's go to the authorities, and on their end, there should be routine inspections. And that's where you get to check the rickety nature of this. So despite the general challenging quality of our road network and the desire for improvement, there are examples of fleet operators in Ghana who are yet to record a crash on our roads in more than 10 years and counting. The success of these companies is traceable to their maintenance and inspection programs. So the GPRTU, ProTour, the GRTCC, you should be ensuring routine maintenance of the vehicles under your fleet. You can't have a commercial vehicle on our roads and it's 5 people sharing one window, no tail lights, no brake lights. Imagine driving behind such a person. The risk is absolutely, outrageous. So road safety inspectors appointed by the authority should be required to conduct operational inspections to ascertain the level of compliance with these quality operational standards. Now, if we do this, a number of things will happen, okay? These are reforms that should be implemented across board, all right? Now, these reforms will not only improve our road safety ratings without any consequences. Now, offending transport operators risk a suspension or revocation of their permits. There should be an imposition of an administrative penalty, let's say between some 12,000 and 24,000 for failure to implement regulatory controls. This is just off my mind. This is my thinking. If we do this, we should be able to ensure some sanity on our roads. Now, we should be able to influence consumer choices for transport services through an annual safety ratings on the basis of quality of transport services. We have a choice to better the narrative through some of these reforms. So let's all engage, let's all participate and make sure that we have better vehicles on our roads, okay? Commuters, passengers deserve better. All these plumes of smoke from our exhaust, when you are polluting the air, you are giving people diseases, and then, of course, you are engaging in road crashes. It is not safe for anybody. So let's engage in some of these reforms and ensure safety on our roads. Peace, shalom. We're going to the northern region. I don't know if you're coming by road or you are flying in, but think about some of these reforms on your way to the northern region. Because on the 25th and the 26th of October 2025, we're having the Northern Business Fair at the Tamale Sports Stadium in the northern region. It's from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. each day. We're bringing together businesses, indigenous Ghanaian businesses, of course, who have some wonderful innovations, some amazing services, some, if you like, amazing products as well. So join us at the Tamale Stadium on the 25th and the 26th of October 2025. It's this coming weekend, and you should be there. You should be a part of it. You don't want to miss out on this ultimate Ghanaian experience from the north, where we are showcasing Ghana's business acumen, if you like, and of course our craftsmanship, our entrepreneurship, our skills, and the likes to the rest of the world. So join us at the Northern Business Fair from the 25th to the 26th of October 2025. We want to see you there. Call us 0205-973-973. Register and be part. Let's say thank you to EcoBank. Let's say thank you to Side Hustle. Thank you to the Ghana Export Promotion Authority. Thank you to GEPA for being part of our sponsors for the Northern Business Fair 2025. Now, the Agri-Fair is back. There's a second edition happening in November, and we want you to be part of that as well. So the first one was a bomb. It was a huge success. And so we're inviting you to join us for the second one. Are you a farmer? Are you into fish farming? Are you into poultry production? Do you have livestock? Do you have fresh vegetables? Do you have fresh farm produce? Bring it to the Agri-Fair. It's happening at the Ifwa Sutherland Children's Park here in Accra from the 28th to the 30th of November, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. each day. And come and do your Christmas shopping, okay, at the Agri-Fair. Don't wait till prices go up on the market, because we know that Christmas prices are always on the rise. So come to the Agri-Fair, 28th to 30th November 2025, and come and do your Christmas shopping there. We want to see you there, so be part of it. We're calling all farmers, all players in the agri value chain. Meet us there, 0558 973 973, 0558 973 973. It's the November edition of the Agri-Fair. Now let me show you how to be part of the news, how to stay updated, how to stay current. Just download the Channel One News app from the Google Play Store, and then you can have access to the news on the go on the regular. It's up to date, it's current, it is factual, and of course it is relevant. So you can get all the details there on Channel One News app from the Google Play Store. Now talk about Channel One News. I'll take you online and bring you some headlines from channelonenewsonline.com. Professor Aite was here last night. He spoke with Bernard Avle on the Point of View show. A number of stories from that interview. I'll bring you a few of them. Piecemeal reforms worsening education in Ghana. This according to Professor Ernest Aite. Piecemeal reforms worsening education in Ghana. Achampong meant well. Nkrumah had vision. Rawlings led with anger. Now think about it. Achampong meant well. Nkrumah had vision. Rawlings led with anger. That's according to Professor Aite. You want to get a copy, or you want to go online and read that story, quite an interesting one. Then again, Prof is saying that Nkrumah is the most visionary leader Ghana ever had. Nkrumah is the most visionary leader Ghana ever had. That's according to Professor Aite again. In the Ashanti region, homicide and forensic experts dispatched to probe death of Senegalese national. OSP denies blocking Oforiatta's extradition process. OSP denies blocking Oforiatta's extradition process. No tension between OSP and AG over Oforiatta's extradition. That's according to Sami Dako. He is with the Office of the Special Prosecutor. No tension between OSP and AG over Oforiatta's extradition. Mahama to establish special courts to enforce audit report findings. Mahama to establish special courts to enforce audit report findings. Again, in the Ashanti regional capital, Kumasi, police probe mysterious death of 20-year-old Senegalese goalkeeper. Police probe mysterious death of 20-year-old Senegalese goalkeeper. Headmaster, NHIA staff among 4 killed in Garu attack. That's according to the district chief executive for the area. Headmaster, NHIA staff among 4 killed in Garu attack. GWL calls for corporate institutional support in fight against Galamsey. GWL, that's the Ghana Water Limited, calls for corporate and institutional support in fight against Galamsey. Then you have Konyako Water Treatment Plant resumes full production. That's according to the Ghana Water Limited MD. Galamsey alone cannot be blamed for siltation of our plants. Galamsey alone cannot be blamed for siltation of our plants. That's according to the Ghana Water Limited. And declaring a state of emergency won't stop Galamsey. That's according to Adam Mutawakilu. He's the managing director of Ghana Water Limited. So details of these stories and more on channel1newsonline.com. Let me take you to citynewsroom.com. Citynewsroom.com. Increase buffer stock funding to prevent rice glut losses. Farmers urge government. Increase buffer stock funding to prevent rice glut losses. Farmers urge government. Fitch raises Ghana's 2025 growth forecast to 4.9%. Fitch raises Ghana's 2025 growth forecast to 4.9%. Economic turnaround taking shape under Mahama. That's according to the Deputy Finance Minister, Thomas Nyarko Ampem. Parliament reconvenes today. Parliament reconvenes today. It is the expectation that the MP-elect for Tamale Central, Professor Seydou Alidu, will be sworn in today. We'll keep an eye on that and bring you visuals from Parliament. Ghana's TVET leading us nowhere, says Professor Ernest Ayite. Democracy hasn't failed Africa. Africa has failed to use it well. Again, Professor Ayite speaking there. Nkrumah was Ghana's most visionary leader, also attributed to Professor Ayite. Achampong meant well, but made mistakes. Again, Prof. Ayite. And then you have IFEST calls for audit and overhaul of schools or school placement system. IFEST calls for audit and overhaul of school placement system. Mahama orders extension of railway line from Temaport to Dawa. Mahama orders extension of railway line from Temaport to Dawa. And then Kpebu slams OSP over incompetent handling of Ufuriata extradition case. That's a private legal practitioner, Martin Kpebu, speaking there. Now let me bring you some newspaper headlines. The Daily Graphic says Red Volta Reserve under siege. Red Volta Reserves under siege. Illegal miners and sand winners, herdsmen cause havoc. Red Volta Forest Reserves under siege. Illegal miners, sand winners, herdsmen cause havoc. Education Minister orders CSSPS review. OSP amends charge sheet of Mustafa Hamid and 9 others. And then you have private eye care facilities threatened to suspend services. All right, so that's on the front page of the Daily Graphic newspaper. Ghanaian Times says weeds choke Wager Dam spillway, communities risk flooding. Weeds choke Wager Dam spillway, communities risk flooding. Special audit saves Ghana 8.1 billion cedis. That's the Deputy Finance Minister, Thomas Nyarko Ampem, speaking there. We need 300 million cedis to dredge the silt water resources. That's according to the Ghana Water Limited. And you have the Energy Minister here saying we'll support VRA to ensure energy security. OSP increases charges against Mustafa Hamid, 9 others, from 25 to 54. Interesting times ahead. The Chronicle says Ghana and New York police join forces in areas of counter-terrorism, urban crime prevention, and others. Ghana and New York police join forces in areas of counter-terrorism and urban crime prevention and others. MCE Herbert Kua Dixon's lawyers write to the Chronicle. And EPA raises alarm over domestic galamsey in Accra. So that's on the front page of the Chronicle. And our scripture for today is from the book of Proverbs, the chapter number 27, the verse number 17. Iron sharpens iron, and one man sharpens another. Iron sharpens iron, and one man sharpens another. Proverbs 27:17. May the Lord bless the reading of his word. Daily Guide says, Kenneth Japan tightens grip on NPP race. Baumia best to lead NPP. That's according to Akusia Menu. 4 killed, others injured in Garu NHIA office attack. OSP hits Mustafa Hamid and 9 others with 29 more charges. And you have Yohunu engages NYPD counterparts. All that on the front page of the Daily Guide newspaper. The Insight says ex-NPA boss faces 54 criminal charges, along with 9 others over alleged extortion, money laundering, and more. Ghana cracks down on illegal vegetable oil imports as TCDA, OPDAG join forces. GWL reviews water supply recovery plan to combat Galamsey impact. GWL reviews water supply recovery plan to combat Galamsey impact. No Okuapehene exists until Supreme Court directives are followed. Akuapem Queen Mother insists as she rejects Osiadeyo Kwesi Akufo III. STEM education is the pillar for Ghana's growth. That's according to the Molex boss. NHIS reverts to manual processes amid LHIMS crisis. And then Akuapem South constituents hail MP Adjoa Jiwonu over educational support to SHS freshers. So that's the Insight newspaper. The Business Analyst says Mahama launches $1.5 billion special economic zone today. You have ensuring accountability, special courts to enforce Auditor General's findings. Primpag strengthens partnership with NACOC to support national efforts against drug abuse and illicit trafficking. No bad blood between OSP and Attorney General. Sami Darko clarifies. And 2 suspects in gold smuggling case arrested. So that's the Business Analyst for today. Graphic Business says virtual currency waves. BOG opens door to crypto. 3.4 million people already in digital currency trading in Ghana. Access to capital, major hurdle for oil producers. That's according to a report by Deloitte. BOG to boost GSE with more bank listings. And of course, your football's biggest earners, Ronaldo leads Spark, $280 million richest. So that's Graphic Business. You get details of all these stories when you walk to a newsstand near you, grab a copy, and you get the details thereof. Let's remind you that we're still in the month of October. It's Pink October. Go get checked, go get tested, and let's raise awareness on breast cancer. Early detection leads to prevention. So you need to be aware, you need to take action, you need to get tested, you need to get checked, and let's all help in the prevention. Let's remind you also that October is Cybersecurity Awareness Month, and so we are running a series here on Breakfast Daily on Channel One TV dubbed A Safer You, bringing you nuggets on how to stay safe, how to navigate the cyberspace safely. Stay with us here on Channel One Television as we roll this series to help protect you and, of course, help you feel safer online. This is Breakfast Daily. We'll take a break here. When we come back, we'll begin the news review segment. Stay with us.
Almost here.
Wait a minute. This one too, your friend Kwame.
Wait, Kwame. As in the same Kwame again?
Yes, Mommy.
I'm
the second coming.
Into all this tension just to reintroduce that broke boy from Kaswa.
Why would you deceive the family like this again?
Now I understand the whole delay. Trotro from Kaswa. Why wouldn't he be late? Obey you later.
Of course.
Star 712 hash, star 712 hash. Yeah, you go feel the luckiest. Go feel from Georgia be luckiest. From not the block, she be luckiest. Yeah, you go feel be luckiest. No matter why you're luckiest. Everybody go feel be the luckiest.
That's Kwame!
Senya God the apple boom. If you put it toye, so would the coming of the Son of Man be. Is that his car?
Everywhere, luckiest everywhere.
Dial star 712 hash
Choose your ticket, enter your lucky number, follow the prompts, and let destiny handle the rest.
This promotion is regulated by the NLA on the Caritas platform.
This October, Northern Ghana takes center stage. Get ready for the Northern Business Fair 2025, the ultimate one-stop shop for everything made in Ghana in the Savannah, Northern, Northeast, Upper East, and Upper West regions. From hand-woven smocks and intricate crafts to modern manufacturing, innovative packaging of made-in-Ghana products, and thriving homegrown businesses, it's a vibrant celebration of talent, innovation, and authenticity. Brought to you by Channel 1 TV and 97.3 CDFM, it's the biggest trade fair showcasing Kenyan SMEs, startups, research bodies, and indigenous brands making waves across the nation. It's happening on Saturday the 25th and Sunday the 26th of October 2025 at the Tamale Sports Stadium. The time is 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. daily. Want to exhibit? Call 0205-973-973 today and book your space. Don't just hear about it, see it, experience it, and live it. The Northern Business Fair, your market, your connections, your growth. The Northern Business Fair 2025 is powered by Channel 1 TV and 97.3 City FM and is proudly sponsored by Ecobank, Side Hustle, the Ghana Enterprises Agency, the Ghana Export Promotion Authority, and supported by Caxstone Records.
Technology has helped various caregivers and professionals in the circles of autism to enhance their skills.
It will enhance their social interaction through virtual meetings.
The cost of the equipment needs to be made affordable, cheaper, so that people could use it and access it.
A lot of people can use, we are able to use shortcode, which is that once you have average network to even send SMS, it is able to answer certain questions.
People at the rural end should not be left out, because that would actually reduce this rural-urban migration.
Welcome to EdTech Monday. This is a platform for education technology discussions, and we have a focus on policymakers, entrepreneurs, and educational ecosystem. EdTech Monday is a platform created by the MasterCard Foundation in partnership with MEST Africa to bring EdTech entrepreneurs, policy stakeholders, and government together to deliberate on important issues within EdTech.
Watch EdTech Mondays on Mondays at 7 p.m. Brought to you by the MasterCard Foundation in partnership with MEST Africa, only on Channel 1 TV.
Alrighty, thank you for staying with us. This is Breakfast Daily here on Channel 1 Television. It's time for the news review segment. We'll pick a few topics and, of course, go into a conversation on them. I'm joined in studio by the former Member of Parliament for Anya Sotium, the Honorable Dr. Dixon Adumaku Kisi, and the Managing Editor of the Herald newspaper, Larry Dugbe, is also here. Gentlemen, good morning and thank you for joining us.
Good morning.
Well, we're going straight into it. There's a number of issues happening. Yesterday, we picked up some quite disturbing news, if you like, from Garu. You understand some gunmen opened fire at the NHIA office or the NHIS office in the area. Now, story says, I'm reading from citynewsroom.com, at least 4 people have been killed after unidentified gunmen opened fire on civilians in Garu, close to the National Health Insurance Authority NHIA office in the Upper East region. According to reports, 4 armed men riding on 2 motorcycles stormed the town and began shooting indiscriminately, resulting in the deaths of 4 individuals. Garou District Chief Executive John Abare confirmed that the deceased include a bystander, an NHIA staff member, a mentally unstable man, and Yaya Bukari, headmaster of Garou DA Junior High School. He was fatally shot while attempting to usher his students into their classrooms upon hearing the initial gunfire. The motive behind the attack remains unclear, as police have launched investigations into the incident. So quite disturbing news there. 4 gunmen on 2 motorbikes firing indiscriminately. Motive we hear is unclear. Police have begun investigations into the matter. Well, let me say good morning and welcome to the Honorable Deputy Minister for Communication, Digital Technology and Innovations, the Honorable Mohamed Tukparu.
You don't want me to greet you, so.
There's an honorable handshake. Yes, ministerial handshake. Ministerial handshake.
In fact, since the appointment, he's left us.
No. He's been here.
Then he's left me.
Well,
he's left me also.
No, I met you
once. This morning, no, we haven't met.
But your suit speaks volumes.
Speaks volumes.
DSTV
hasn't been connected.
DSTV hasn't been.
So,
but the DSTV issue, we are done with it.
Are you sure?
And now you are enjoying more than before.
Really?
Yes.
Anyways, we'll worry him after the show.
After the show, we'll deal with it after the show. Let's go to Garou and deal with this matter. Should we treat it as an isolated incident? Because it beats my imagination that 4 armed men will just sit on a motorbike, move into a busy space and start firing. I don't know what to make of this, but hopefully investigations are expedited.
Make of it as the Boku crisis. Yeah. Make of it as a Boku crisis. That is continuing. That's it.
But that's dangerous. That's worrying.
Yeah. So where is Garou? Is it not within the Boku enclave?
Garou. It's part of the coastal.
Thank you. So that is what it is. So if somebody sits somewhere saying that we don't know what it is, the remote...
They are being disingenuous.
Yeah, exactly. It's that is what it is. Because there was no reason whatsoever for, 4 men to mount a motorbike, walk into a state office,
civilian,
a civilian office, and shoot civilians. Go
unarmed.
into unarmed. Go to public schools, and start chasing kids out of their classrooms and shooting indiscriminately. A headmaster falls or somebody falls down, and you went there. You shot the guy dead. Moving from the place to another location, and then somebody who was heading towards the market, you shot him also dead. Only for us to identify the person as a sub-chief of the area. And the district chief executive is telling us that he doesn't know what this thing is. Or, security people are telling us that they don't know what it is. One of the stories I read said that immediately afterwards, there was an influx of policemen and even military people within the enclave. Okay? It is what it is. It is the Boku thing.
Spillover.
It is a spillover.
Or an extension.
It's a continuation of what it is. There are a group of people who just don't like peace. Okay? Anyway,
there's a possibility of this sparking reprisal attacks, and we need to nip this in the bud. If indeed it's established that is one faction that has engaged in this, one-ton shooting and killing.
But I'm coming. So we need to have this conversation that how come these guys? We are constantly told that listen, this is a very poverty-stricken area. You can't. Bread and butter is an issue. Education is an issue. For which reason, every now and then we hear that, listen, hey, poverty is here. We need to do something to, work on the people and so on, such that their living standards will be better. But the same people make money. And the first thing they think about is buy guns and kill their own.
So when they say the poverty issue is at the highest, the factors used to determine poverty. One of them is the education, literacy rate, and what have you. So that is what the challenge is. Somebody who is educated and he knows the importance of life, right? And he knows the importance of whatever little resources he has at hand, will not take such money to go and be buying gun just so to go and take a fellow human being's life. The issue happening over there, it has gotten to a point that almost everybody now see gun as a necessity. That is the real fact. Especially a non-educated one. They see it as a necessity. Everybody must have a gun to protect himself. And so it now tends to be like the olden days when hunters go hunting to see where buffalo and what have you, where they drink, where they feed, so that they can come back to lay ambush. That's what is exactly happening there.
To murder their own.
Yes.
So human beings are being hunted now.
Yes, of course. If they are looking for you, they must first of all hunt you to know where you sit. Where can they get you at the market square? Where can they easily get you? Is it at your workplace? Is it at the school? Oh, he teaches here, he works here. This is the only place we can target and get him within this time to this time. At that time, he's vulnerable. Probably he's at, his working place. He probably is not armed. That's the time we can lay ambush. That's what is happening.
I'm tempted to think that
and you don't forget. You remember
the target.
You remember some months ago, a similar thing happened when one national health insurance manager for one of the districts in Upper East, he was murdered on his way between Bora. I forgot one of the. One of the
right.
District. But it is similar to this. He was driving and they stopped him, murdered him, set his car ablaze. That incident happened about 3 months ago.
Yeah.
Very far from Bo.
Even had some of his colleagues threaten to demonstrate and all that.
So the NHIA has also become a target.
But for what reason?
Somebody who is there to ensure that your health needs are taken care of.
But is there a person of interest in this matter working with the NHIA?
And went to an SHS classroom and pull one boy, a student, and then gun him down.
In Noti?
Yes, in Noti. I think.
That's what's also in the north.
Saying that. That's why I said it has become an issue of like hunting. Okay, we are looking for Larry. Where can we get him? We can only get him on Tuesdays at City TV. Let's lay an ambush at City.
So it's a targeted killing.
This is what it is. Yes.
But
I was thinking that the
sub-chief,
for all you know, the chief is what they wanted, and all of that extra work was just to create chaos. But their real intention may have been for the sub-chief.
Same way. So how did the chief doesn't work? He was being hunted. How did they know that at that time the chief was at that place?
I'm with you.
Yes,
and that's why he was heading towards the market.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying that. They just created a diversionary thing. It's very likely that it's the chief they wanted. But all of this is troubling. I mean, I wish to have a gun, but I cannot afford me. So I'm coming back to your point that, listen, it's a lot of man hours to have the kind of money, unless Boko guns are cheap.
I don't think so.
So I'm really hoping, and it's quite unfortunate that the state machinery should not come and whitewash this. We want some detailed investigation, those behind all of this, in terms of even the mobile networking. They should be able to capture.
They know what it is. All you need to do is to scan the area as to which mobile phones were in the area at the time.
Pin numbers to the crime scene.
You can easily do it. And they have the technology too. Our people have the technology too.
So in all of this also, then track phone calls to those numbers to get not the guys that shot, because the guys that shot are likely to be contract killers. So there's somebody who really intends to do as
no, but
this.
let me tell you. All you need to do, track the guy, the people who were killed's number. You get it, and then find out whether a certain number called them, and whether that number was within that location at the time when the murder occurred. You get it. It's very, I mean, quite a simple thing to do, really. But well, they will tell you.
It's quite worrying, and I think the availability of guns, especially in that part of town, is quite troubling.
Well, I mean, that is my biggest issue. That how come? Because I cannot afford, and I think I make some small good money, and I cannot afford a gun.
Oh, you cannot afford it, but maybe it's there. You don't have the edge to use it for what they are using it for. You get it? And in your case, I mean, what do you really need it for? You get it? That, for me, is an issue.
Very troubling.
And it's scary what the Honorable Supari just said, that as of now, having a gun is a necessity.
Oh yes, I mean, those serious. They see it to defend themselves. Because if you were living in Boku area and you were a worker there, but what happened yesterday?
Step out.
I mean, if you cannot step out, don't you think that it is right for you to arm yourself? You don't know when somebody will open fire on you so that you can also defend yourself.
So somebody was telling me that he's from both sides, and he was telling me that there are times when one side will ask him to buy them guns, okay, and then not long after the other group will also come that listen, he should buy them guns, and when he refuses, they will find a gun to go and cause the trouble, okay. There are times when they even search and then burn properties that they think he's associated with, just to make a point that we ask you to buy us guns. A character like that, if he's not mentally tough, when the people come quickly, he will give them the gun, and what they go and use it for, he is not, because in any case, whether he buys it or not,
they will still find it.
They will still find it, or they will attack his properties or his interest and so on.
He's likely to become a target.
And all of these things, the people who are suffering, the leadership. I'm telling you. Sometimes our colleagues in parliament, you hear them speak and you can really feel for them. Because this is a situation where you wish you had the power to just say they should stop. They try everything. And so sometimes when I hear people saying that politicians are behind this, no, I don't think that. You hear them genuinely speaking, some of them on phone trying to tell them ceasefire, they should not, that is not the right way. And so when they even try speaking to them to stop, that's not the right way, they see them as enemies and start threatening them.
Well, they burnt down the MP's house.
Yeah. And this includes MPs.
I'm talking about the MPs.
They burnt down Ayariga's house.
Yes. Hajela some time back was nearly, beaten. She was nearly attacked by her own people.
They
Many
burnt
of
his
them.
house.
Every day, they're always on phone trying to talk to the youth.
And they feel that you don't understand them. And that is a big problem.
Don't take the law into your hands and all of that. That's not how to, the moment they start speaking to them that way, you are now part of them. You are now our enemy.
But can we deal with the criminal aspects of this issue? Treat it as a crime. And let's stop the interference. If people are picked up, let's stop. He's my nephew, he's my this, let him go and all that.
But the law is always, dealing with them. But issues about murder, sometimes it travels for a number of years. I don't think that there are interference when people are apprehended. In the case of this, certainly when these guys are apprehended, the law would deal with that. Nobody. I don't think someone would try to say that.
My trouble is that the investigation ends at these boys. But what I am saying is that the problem is beyond the characters that go and shoot. And that is why we need sophisticated investigative work to go beyond the contract killers.
Right.
To go beyond the vagabonds. And that is my worry. Until we go, I mean, let's look at it from the Sudan thing. Those financing the Sudan issues were not in Sudan.
Yeah, they're in Kenya.
You know, so if you keep attending to just the vagabonds on the street, minus it, because these guys sometimes are drug peddlers, armed robbers by profession.
Gun runners.
Gun runners by profession.
Basically hands for hire.
Then somebody with an intention to do justice or whatever to
Get them to come and do it.
will go and contract, pay some good amount of cachito or monito, and then this thing gets done, and that person is 3 steps removed from this whole thing. The person might even be in one of the regions just relaxed, waiting for mayhem to happen. And let me also add that the reportage should be a bit more elaborative. You know, the way the media captured it as if it was a town outside of Boku, is quite unfortunate, and we're not helping Ghanaians. We need to be truthful.
But it happens at Garu, right?
Yeah, Garu.
But it's town outside Boku. It's a different constituency.
No, we are not even talking about constituency.
I mean, the issue is connected.
Yeah.
Or you think it's not connected?
Well, you may read it that way. Recently, even it happens at the Asante region. That has connection to the Boku. So it doesn't matter
So we shouldn't disconnect it.
Yes, so
that's what
but if you look at the Garu area, yes, of course, you can say that entire 6 constituency is same as the Kosau area. But the Garu, there are several other tribes in Garu, just as in Boku Central. Garu, there are Busanges, also in Garu. I think they probably are the majority in Garu itself. But, yes, of course, something is happening in Boku. It could also be a different thing.
Yeah, but capture it.
Yes, it could also be a different thing. That has nothing to do with Boku.
Agreed. But
that is also possible.
Because of the chieftaincy involvement.
Yeah, but you see, you know why it's like that? There's a pattern that has been drawn. The fact that, I mean, this is not a war situation. Kids were in school. Okay, the headmaster was virtually protecting. He's been entrusted with a duty of care to guarantee these people's safety.
There's a fear and panic thing.
Yeah, then you stormed the place there and shot the man dead in the presence of a student.
Very serious.
Okay, you went into the NHIA office. People who are there to provide, a service for and on behalf of the state.
Exactly. I am not disputing that. But that's what I'm
the same. You also even, mentioned a bit about how an NHIA boss was really shot dead and then with his car set ablaze. We also mentioned to you that in OT, a similar thing happened when they stormed school, a public school, and pull out a boy and then shot him dead. You understand? So there's a pattern, and we can't. We
should isolate.
We shouldn't isolate it.
Yeah.
It has to be mentioned that this is within the Boku area. But the Boku thing in most of the stories hadn't been mentioned.
It's been absent.
It's been absent. And like Dixon said, I mean the reporters.
You're talking about the report.
The report and then the pattern.
And you see, there's a fear and panic that they were trying to achieve. That is what I think. And that fear and panic to the community needs to be talked about in the context of what is happening in your neighboring towns.
I think.
Or you don't think so?
You see, I think so.
I mean, why would you go and shoot students? I mean, target a headmaster.
This thing happens, and then if you know Boku very well, the next the next minute you are in Burkina Faso. Whichever where you pass, you can either enter Togo or Burkina Faso. You understand? So you see how those border towns, it is easier for people to commit crime and either cross to the other side.
Let me ask this. Do you think we should just allow them to just pick it one-on-one?
How can you do this?
But if they are being talked to, they are being given reason, they are being offered, some higher whatever, and they are still stuck to a fight that was started by their ancestors.
But you said so that is so. For instance,
and again, how can we do this? We are not getting to the bottom of it.
Right.
But I think there's a committees.
The mediations.
How many mediations have we have to deal with? How many presidents? Even Jerry Rawlings, under Jerry Rawlings, there was an incident where he brought. I'm coming home. He brought the two feuding fighters, brought them from Boku to Accra and locked them up in the same room and said, "Hey, you guys,
solve your issues.
Deal with each other. If you kill yourself, after that we'll go and bury you." In no time, they started getting hungry, and then when food came, they were sharing it amongst themselves. By the time they noticed, they were cool. Yeah, they were cool.
Necessities of life.
Yes, went back, and for a long time, peace prevailed. But since then,
it's a situation that. But we can also, we can't do that. We can't say that we should know, because the national security, of course, is spending huge sums of our resources in trying to protect lives and properties there.
And they are not getting it.
They are doing it. I mean,
I'm saying the people are not getting it.
Yes, I believe that just one day we'll wake up to see that the issue has finally been solved. After chieftaincy issues, it's not that easy. Just recently, look at what is happening at Sampa. Sampa used to be one of the most peaceful towns. I mean, you saw what happened 2 weeks ago. I mean, it's happening. After chieftaincy, it can happen anywhere. And it depends on how the situation is handled. You can handle it within a month and it will never reoccur. And there are some too that, if care is not taken, it can be something that will continue to happen forever and ever, especially when it has to do with two tribes. That is the most dangerous aspect of it. And in the case of Boku, that is the issue. It has to do with two tribes. If it is within one tribe, which tribes? I think it's Kosase and Mampushi. That you understand. So if it were the situation like it is one tribe, it has to do with two different gates. That one fine. But when it has to do with tribes, people also incite. And these days, social media is not also helping. People who create unnecessary tension will just go and create studio accounts and start saying things that are not true. I mean, these are things that are fueling it. It used not to be like this in the past. Of course, the fight has been there since. But in the past, they coexisted. You wouldn't see it happening like now, how we are seeing it. I think that the social media is also not helping. You go online and see, you see all kinds of, funny accounts created by, people you don't even know what they want to achieve, saying things that I saw that when I read it, I said, who are these people behind this kind of account? Because you say something about the entire tribe, say things like that. I mean, but
your outfit can do something about
that. That is why there is a bill currently ongoing that I think is at the consultation stage. Very soon, that bill will be laid before Parliament. And when the bill is passed, all of these people will be clamped. If not, somebody can go and create an account just so he wants to attack, Larry. And the person will not even show himself. Will go and take a name that does not exist. And all what the person does is every blessed day to just be saying unnecessary things, tarnishing your image, saying things that are not true about defamation. And that's one of the major challenges that we are facing as far as those conflicts are concerned. You check on social media now, you will see somebody will go and you will even know they won't put any picture there. They can go and put a symbol and create funny names, start saying things they've not even heard before. Things they will start telling stories, trying to incite the entire tribe. So someone sitting somewhere will say that, and sometimes many of those accounts are certain people up. Sometimes they even post a picture of someone saying that this person is behind this. This is what he's planning. So if you are doing that, you are exposing that person to danger. His opponents are somewhere. They also, it was Larry's picture that was posted. We saw the one gentleman posted his picture and said Larry is the one fueling this. Larry is the one behind this. Now Larry has become a target.
Very well. Very well.
You know, I think all of these things are not helping. And so if we are able to, pass this bill, I believe that it will help matters. And also, I'm not a security person, like you said, but we should be able to crack down some of this. If the entire area conversation can be, you know, I don't know how the security they do it, but I know they have a way of tapping into people's conversation when they are communicating, relating to, you know, trying to go and cause any crime somewhere.
Very well.
There are some ways when they hear you mention something like that, then you should be put
on alert.
On alert so that your course and your activities should be checked.
Yeah.
You know.
Look, quickly, you know, you mentioned that Boku borders Burkina Faso.
Yes.
As well as Togo.
Togo, yes.
What is the discussion, the security discussion with these two countries, such that as soon as this thing happens, quickly, I mean, the Burkinabes are helping Ghana, the Togolese are also helping Ghana to arrest these guys because
I don't want to say much about Burkina, but you and I know the Burkina situation. You see, one major thing I'm even afraid is that currently what is happening at Burkina, and look at what is happening at Boko. People can easily just, you know, come into our country and hide behind what is currently happening at Boko and start attacking people.
Yeah.
Do you understand that? Burkina, you know, the security situation in Burkina. So for me, it will be difficult for you to even say that, I don't know, I'm not a security person, like I said, to say that maybe there's something can be done. To say that you want to liaise with the Burkinabese government in terms of security to, you know, I mean...
At least I think between two governments, they should be able to share intel.
They should be able to share
intel. Let's take a few quick messages and then we'll move on from this topic. Amino from Nsawam. It's disheartening to see the tensions and chaos in the northern and other parts of our country. Instead of focusing on addressing these issues...
Tell me it's not the northern. When they say northern, we have 5 northern regions.
No, he didn't say northern region.
He said northern.
Northern and other parts.
Northern. Northern means what? So if something is happening in Ashanti, they should say it is starting to see what is happening at the southern. It should be specific. Upper West, we are very peaceful people. Nothing is happening in Upper West.
Instead of focusing on addressing these issues, the security apparatus seems to be diverting attention to pursuing political opponents and innocent social media users. Let's prioritize the nation's well-being and put an end to unnecessary political distractions. Good morning. I am Eben from Kwabenya. Kudos to Mr. President JDM for the good move by meeting the CJ Auditor General and others for creating special courts in charge of those involved in infractions. Greetings to the Vice President, TDC boss, and the Honorable Kwesi Mensah of PSC Tamashepiad. Okay. Larry Dogbe, God bless you for your straightforward opinion on the Garu matter. Sukbaru, please, if you don't know Garu well, don't speculate.
I have to be careful next time.
Why? You should tell us, since I don't know Garu well.
Tarimbia from Nyankpala United Patriots Northern Region, Tolon constituency says 4 people shot to death by unknown gunmen. Insecurity everywhere. Our security agencies must wake up, and we must also help them with prayers because we don't know who is next tomorrow. May God protect us all from criminals. My regards to the hardworking MP for Tolon constituency, Honorable Habib Idrisu. Soyalana, may God bless him. Larry Dogbe seems to know Garu more than Sukbaru, who is a Northerner. The conflict is now pure politics. It has degenerated beyond margins. Good morning to your panelists.
They say you know
Garu more than you.
I did not speak the person's mind.
So you're in trouble today.
Okay, Larry, this one is against you. It says, good morning to your panelists. I can't believe what Larry is saying. If this was in your hometown, would you say they should leave them to kill themselves?
Is that what I said?
About Rollins maybe putting the
one-on-one.
Yeah, the one-on-one.
Very well. Let's move into other matters. This time, Office of the Special Prosecutor, Attorney General, the OSP says there's no bad blood between the two institutions, and this is in regards to the extradition of the former Finance Minister, Ken Ofori-Atta. Yesterday, Samida Akun, who is Director of Strategy, Research and Communication, wrote quite at length on Facebook, and he sought to reject claims of tensions between the OSP and the Office of the Attorney General. I've heard commentary that say that enough of the grammar. do the work and bring the man in, if indeed he is to answer to questions. The AG's office says it is the only institution cloaked with the authority to, if you like, finalize this process of extradition. So I don't know, like your quick thoughts.
Yeah, first of all, extradition treaties are between two states. Do you understand? So an agency or an institution in the country can't just say that, can't just call the Americans and say that, listen, send me Ken Ofori-Atta. Okay. The Interpol thing is just as good as a notice.
So were we misled by the OSP when you see it kept going on and on about this Interpol red notice and all that?
Yeah.
The thinking was that by the next day, OSP was bringing Ken Ofori-Atta back.
That is the question a lot of people are asking. That you are not done with a lot of the things you have to go through. And that OSP, this is Kisi, a criminal lawyer.
Yeah.
Give him his, his case.
What lawyer? Yeah.
Oh, he's a
criminal lawyer.
Yeah. You know, we have people.
But the way you phrase it.
Oh, okay. I get where he's coming from. No, not to say that he's a lawyer who is a criminal.
No, that's saying he's. I think his specialty
he specializes in criminal law.
So if you say
this is mischievous. Be very careful. This one.
The man can sue you.
No, that's not what I meant. So he's a lawyer who specializes in criminal law.
Criminal law, yes.
Plenty.
Criminal lawyer.
Amazing. So you should understand all this whole thing before you get to wherever it is. Now, you should also understand that you needed to build a docket.
True.
Okay? Before you proceed, with all what we have been told and so on. And the impression given that the man can just be picked up, or as soon as that notice is said, quickly the Americans will say that, we've caught him. Here he is. Take him. It doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that. Now, when the back and forth was going on, I think there's a letter that's supposed to have gone to the Chief of Staff.
Yeah.
The Chief of Staff then forwarded it to the Attorney General. That, this is not my... The Chief of Staff was like, this is not my business. And that it is the Attorney General whose role it is to deal with. And so, Attorney General, take it up. And then, according to the deputy...
Shansai.
Yes. It was taken up and then he was written to us in the OSP was written to. And we have the docket so that we can facilitate the extradition. This became back and forth. And according to him, for 2 months now, they've been haggling over this thing. That's unfortunate.
Yeah.
Because the reputation has been put out there. People are also, eager to see whether or not their resources that were entrusted into the hands of Mr. Ken Ofori-Atta was properly managed. And that the banker in him, the so-and-so in him, and all that he has, he will come down to come and speak to the issues that has been raised. People want to hear. People want to put all these matters to rest. But the back and forth is not looking good.
Yeah.
First of all, our fight against corruption.
Yeah.
You get it? All that we were told when the setting up of the OSP's office, came up. Okay? Because there were arguments. Now listen, we have several institutions.
All right.
IOCO was there, the CID was there, the BNIs and all those other institutions which can help the criminal justice system to roll properly.
Yeah.
But we were told that no. There is always, how do the lawyers call that? Is it a lacuna? So there's something like that that has to be dealt with.
Yeah.
So let's form this thing. And the argument has been, Martin Amidu, Zilt was achieved. And then Kisi, with all that, nothing has been done. To a very large extent. So people are beginning to have, are becoming indifferent towards the OSP's, existence, and then the monies that are pumped into that, and then whatever it is that they are doing.
Yeah.
Now, this whole thing has also established, people are now saying that, was it a game that was being played that the states would have loved to deal with Ken Ofori-Atta by having either IOCO, you know, invite him,
or even the AG
or
itself,
AG
go after
himself
him.
and go after him and so on. But you, the OSP, stepped in. You know, virtually, you know, now blocking everybody from, you know, getting access to him. You understand? And so people are feeling that, why? Was it a game after all? And when you go on Facebook and many other places, commentary, WhatsApp platforms, they are calling Kisi and then the OSP's office names that are not, you know, palatable for our fight, you know, against corruption. And I think that's something else to be done.
Does the AG have the power to take over the case from the OSP?
Well, the AG has, the OSP is under the office of the AG.
Can I come in when you're done?
Yes.
Under the office of the AG. The same AG can instruct Yoko to deal with the matter.
Right.
You understand?
Right.
So OSP can be on its own, and then Yoko can also pick a certain aspect, saying that we are investigating a particular thing here, and that can you come down so that we can, you know, answer this thing.
Right.
We've heard that this gentleman, Frank Davis, saying that Ken is well now.
He says he's recovering, he's healing.
Oh, his what?
He's healing.
This sickness is taking too long.
I mean, maybe Doc can tell us more. We are not medical people, so.
Doc.
So there's one key thing here. One, in the U.S. is the Attorney General that prosecutes high crimes, and their counterpart, in principle, is Ghana's Attorney General. So when it comes to office relations, they don't buy the concept of OSP.
Okay.
By virtue of how the American system runs. So it requires, I think that it is needful that the strategy of Ghana would be better served if the Attorney General communicates with the Attorney General in either Connecticut or New York. Mind you, I don't know which state former finance minister is. And
where's Mayo, the Mayo Hospital?
The Mayo Clinic.
Mayo is further down south.
Right.
So he's within the Mayo area.
Okay.
Where could that be?
But mind you, just by virtue of
Larry Dogbe
explanations, you can live in any state and have care in Mayo Clinic. I hope you get.
Did you see the picture of him and the wife?
I haven't.
Honest.
So the key thing here, this is a serious matter.
Yes, it is.
The key thing here is that I think that, listen, we've gotten to a point where go to court in absentia.
Yeah.
Prosecute, or as it is, make your case in court. And then if need be that he's found guilty or acquitted.
That's it.
So I think enough of the hula baloo about getting him here. Go to court. He won't be the first person who's been
tried in absentia.
And I almost want to say that, listen, get your dots sorted out, your T's and I's crossed, and go to court if you have what you think is substantial or meritorious for prosecution. And
so
then
we should go to court.
Oh, Our Lady, I mean, he won't be the first person. And don't get me misquoted that I'm saying go to court. What I'm saying is that get your case intact.
Build the case.
Build it. And then take it to court. And if he has lawyers in this country, and deal with them. And enough of all this international noise. I mean, that's how I see it. And seeming to be doing something. And I've observed.
You think it's embarrassing?
I've observed very powerful prosecutors work in silence. You know, enough of the charade. Enough of that. And listen, I get troubled when people's reputations are destroyed.
Yeah.
I mean, to do all this, quote unquote, Interpol thing when, in fact, you've not gone through the necessary things. I'm deeply troubled. And let me add that if there's a reason why a group of people ought to examine the OSP's work to ascertain that truly he warrants or has the capability of issuing all of these requests. Listen, I'm not necessarily talking because I'm MPP here. I'm talking in the sense that people's reputation, and in most cases, a prosecutor gets warrant from a judge so that you don't abuse your power. So I think that there should be a separate body to agree with the OSP that, listen, okay, based on all of these things, a warrant going to Interpol, a warrant doing all of this extradition thing. And mind you, extradition costs the state money. Don't think that extradition does not cost Ghana. The bureaucracy, documentation, the flight, even the added security that will pick him up will not be borne by America.
Yeah.
Their tax money don't go doing stuff like that because it is another country that is demanding. Granted, there might be international relations and all those things, but that bill, somebody will have to pay it.
Yeah.
And for that reason, the OSP needs to, I think, be very thorough. And it is almost appearing that he rushed to the media with too many things that maybe now, in hindsight, are looking like he had not done his work. And this is a case where even the lawyers apparently proffered some solutions to some of the questions you had. So then it begs the question, is it the in-person that makes a difference? Or is it the answers that make the difference? And you know, I think that some further homework needs to be done by the OSP. And I, for one, have always been of the view that the Attorney General's office should be adequate, should be enough if we truly want to prosecute criminals in this country. This always adding on to one office to another office without actually doing the work is getting tiring for some of us. You know, it's like you go to the CID and then you need to go to BNI. Listen.
You have to go to Yoko.
Bogus. I think it's bogus.
You at CID, you step out of the office, you are picked up by Yoko,
and
you are kept at BNI.
This whole idea of, multiple agencies arresting one man for the same crime, I think is unnecessary. So we need to go back to basics. And if we want to crack the whip, what can happen in a regional police office will not need or require, in fact, the whole idea of even transferring a case from the regional office to central, I think it just shows incompetence in our whole system. And why must, forgive me, I'm going out of the case. Why must Wontumi come to Accra when there's a regional
Police
operations and everything at Ashanti region? No, I mean, listen, in all sincerity, a high court in Ashanti region should be competent to deal with the issue. Every region's court system should work. It can't be that when you have a case, I mean, listen, Iyoko should have offices in all the regions to deal with these issues so that you don't transport persons all the way to Accra. That whole concept of centralized authority in Accra, for me, is not good.
Honorable Suparu, If you follow the commentary, especially on social media, and you listen to other sources, it's as though the OSP appears in one breath to have a personal issue with Ken Ofori-Atta, or as Larry mentioned, appears to have stepped into the matter to prevent other institutions from going after Ken Ofori-Atta. I don't know how it appears to you from where you sit.
From where I sit, I think I'm tempted to, to agree with my brother Larry. If you see how the OSP is handling the matter, it seems to me also as though she's trying to protect or prevent other institutions who could have dealt with the issue in a manner that would have brought finality to it.
Just a moment. You know that thing where your stepmother wants to beat you, but then your mother it's like, listen, this beating that is going to come from your stepmother will be too much. So then she comes and spanks you back.
I think she has dealt with you already, so there's no need for the stepmother. I think that is exactly what is. That is so. I think that's what's playing out. I was having a discussion with a colleague, and I said, this whole thing. You said you are going after somebody too. You want to bring the person back to Ghana for investigations, and you OSP. You report to Attorney General. All of you, all the investigation agencies, they are under Attorney General. Your is this supervisory ministry or whatever is requesting for the docket. You are reluctant giving the docket to the person. You have issued a lot of deadlines, yet nothing has happened. You give a lot of when you are giving him up to this number of days. If he doesn't come back, you do this. You issue red alert.
There was one issued earlier. It was pulled down and then subsequently replaced.
You issue another one. Nothing has come out of that.
I think Ken went to court and even lost it.
Yes. Now the AG is saying that, look,
let me help you.
Let me help you. Can I have the file? That one has become a problem.
Because indeed, at the end of the day, it's the AG that will have to facilitate this extradition.
And you see, my issue is that you, the person saying that you are not. Yesterday, I saw another communique from them saying that they are not done with the investigation. You haven't even brought a person to the country. What kind of investigation are you conducting? If you are conducting investigation, the AG, you said you want to bring back the person to Ghana. The agency or the ministry that have the powers to do that is saying that, give me the file, let me assist you in bringing back the person. You are holding on to the file and say you are not done with the investigation. What kind of investigation are you carrying out? And that is how come a lot of people are not happy with the way he's handling issues. There are a group of people who are saying that it's like he has a personal issue with the man and he wants to deal with the man to prove to the man that now I am in charge. I have the power. There are also a group of people, including myself and Larry, who are also of the view that he is doing it as though he's fighting the man. But honestly, I am seeing him not fighting the man. It's just like, that kind of, the fact that you pretend hitting someone and in reality you are not doing it.
The timelines are quite interesting. So the OSP sought government's opinion on this matter June 2. The matter was referred to AG. AG replied with a request for the documents June 13. No show. OSP replied June 20. Identifying officers that are working on the thing.
Did they ask him to identify officers?
And since then, even in September, AG followed up. Until now, we're in October, almost in November. So the timelines are quite interesting. But there are those who believe, like myself, who believe that this case could have been prosecuted without the actual presence of Mr. Ofori-Atta. In fact, all these institutions involved and their directors, most of them are here. The institutions are here. Some of the things that you would actually need to prosecute this matter, we'll actually have to deal with the institutions.
A lot of the Holocaust people who worked with Hitler were prosecuted and then decades later looked for. And found in all kinds of countries. You understand? So they were not there.
Argentina most especially.
Yes. So I really think that this thing, and mind you, it's substantial things that matter in court. And as it stands now, I would hope that he has all of that and all that it takes. The Madoffs of the world, I'm talking about people who committed high crimes, even in court, were not even allowed to necessarily even talk. It was their lawyers that were talking. So I really think that enough of the talking. Let's put our whatever filing we want to do, what the counts are, if it's 26 or whatever it is, present it, and let the whole of Ghana know in summary and in totality what the actual cases, what the financial crimes are, and there are some transactions that are not necessarily criminal,
right?
And he should remove those and let us know where he thinks that the finance minister. I'm just going to cite an example. There used to be the notion that he did a lot of financial transactions using his former private bank. That one borders on maybe preferential treatment and might not necessarily be weighted.
Conflict of interest.
Yes, conflict, and might not be something that when you present to court would lead to a jail. It might be more of a fine, more so. So let's do the actual things that you think are very incriminating. Changing one agreement with SIC to another company will be very difficult to sort of prove in court or make a case.
Well.
So he should let us know, and if there's been financial cost to the nation vis-a-vis after the FM, the Financial Management Act was passed, let us know, and then it will be substantial, because unfortunately many things people put on people, when you go in total, you realize that we were here, and I always say this, that the Cocoa Board man, Opuni's case traveled for a long time.
About 7 years.
And here we are, he's home. So this whole noise can be the same thing with the finance minister.
Perhaps people should also start taking up the system for, if you like, image damaging and all, reputational damage and all. Then we can see if it will inform some of these processes, because when you are declaring a person wanted, you are putting the name out there, everything stays on the internet and all, but when the person is cleared, most likely when you Google their name, it is when they were declared wanted that will pop up.
Nobody wants to go.
Yeah. Anyways.
One quick one.
So I can take it.
I think that we should address this thing properly, where there's a role of Ken Ofori-Atta, a cousin of the president, who for many
the then president.
The then president. Okay, I mean the Ken Ofori-Atta we used to hear about before he became minister.
Yeah, the investment
banker, Atmota student, Yale graduate, which one? Insurance expert, broker. Business owner, so, data bank, tough guy, big boy, who knew what exactly.
That is not good.
I'm not good.
So in all of this, what happened?
Exactly. With all that, he had a reputation. You had assumed the position of that nature. If today an institution is a state institution is raising issues about your stewardship, you should be bold enough to step out there and say that, listen, hey, my guy, I am here. Don't give the impression that you are hiding somewhere. Do you understand?
He's not well. That's what he says.
This is a man who delayed his ministerial appointment on health grounds.
Okay.
I mean, listen, let's be a bit,
but then he came back and then stayed for how many months, how many years? And then quickly when the sickness surfaced again, after the
when the cameras go happen.
When the cameras go happen. But I want to say something. On the part of the OSP, as Suparo and then Dixon mentioned, see, there are others that the OSP picked up with the SML, even in particular. I can, see the names.
It's even raided the office of SML.
Reverend Amishadai also answer.
Former GRA boss.
Is it Owusu Amua? And then there was Isaac Krenzel, former Commissioner of Customs, who was General Manager of SML. Then there was Christine Tetesoti, Technical Advisor, and then another Managing Director who had been the Controller and Accountant General before. Then there's also Evans Eduse, CEO of SML. Then there was Philip Mensah.
Are you drawing a pattern?
Is that?
Are you drawing a pattern?
No, then there was Kofi Inti. There was Joseph Kuruk and Faustina Ajoko. All those people were arrested.
Yeah.
I mean, what about them? Or can Ufuriatta must come before?
That's the most important thing. Anyways, let's take a break here. When we'll come back, we'll wrap it up and move on to other stories. I've seen your messages. Keep them coming in. We'll read them after the break. Stay with us.
When you buy, you build. Your purchase becomes progress. Each choice writes a better story for someone else.
AfriQuality. Buy African, build Africa.
Life moves faster. Cooking shouldn't slow you down. Introducing the newest Franco microwave. Specially made for you. The fastest and safest way to cook. Defrost, reheat, melt, and cook with Franco microwave with advanced technology that knows exactly what you want. Visit our website at www.francotrading.com. Download our Franco Trading app on Google Play Store or Apple App Store. For bulk purchases and enquiries, call the numbers on your screen. Franco microwave, simple controls, smart sensors. Franco, the home of quality microwave.
Kwame and his uncle are almost here.
Wait a minute. This one too, your friend Kwame.
Wait, Kwame. As in the same Kwame again?
Yes, mommy.
I'm the second coming. Into all this tension just to reintroduce that broke boy from Kaswa.
Why would you deceive the family like this again?
Now I understand the whole delay. Trotro from Kaswa. Why wouldn't he be late? Or being late, of course.
Star 712 hash, star 712 hash. You go feel the luckiest. Coffee from Georgia be luckiest. From not the cause she be luckiest. Yeah, you go feel be luckiest. No matter why you're luckiest. Everybody go feel be that luckiest.
That's Kwame!
Send your God the apple boom. If you put it toy, so would the coming of the son of man be. Is that his car?
Dial star 712 hash. Choose your ticket. Enter your lucky number. Follow the prompts and let destiny handle the rest.
This promotion is regulated by the NLA on the Caritas platform.
Welcome back. You're watching Breakfast Daily here on Channel 1 Television. I'll take a few quick messages and we continue with the news review segment. Enoch Inafenya says, why are we so corrupt in this country? Computer placement came to stop the corruption in school selection, but it has become worse rather. Let's change our attitude to help Ghana work again. All right. Good morning. Please, the OSP office should be closed down. It cannot solve any corruption case in Ghana. Mr. Kisi is just protecting NPP corrupt officials. Well, that's your allegation.
Not me, right?
No, not you. Alhaji Hamza from Pig Farm. Good morning, Nana. In my humble opinion, the OSP is doing more harm than good to this country by forging a cover-up for Mr. Ken Ofori-Atta. The OSP cannot tell us that he does not know the whereabouts of Mr. Ken Ofori-Atta, and when Mr. Ofori-Atta is in court with the OSP, a case cannot be filed in court without the address of the person. So the OSP knows the whereabouts of Mr. Ofori-Atta. The OSP declared Mr. Ofori-Atta as a wanted man for some months now. He even described him as a fugitive of justice. So what is delaying in bringing the man down? I am so disappointed in the OSP. And the earlier he wakes up, the better for us all. I have a particular interest in the National Cathedral, which is part of the case. People have their own interest.
He wants to go and swim there too.
He wants people to be jailed for cathedral business. Anyways, so the issue of illegal mining is not going away anytime soon. Yesterday, the Ghana Water Limited held a press conference addressed by the MD, Adamu Tawakilu, and he flatly dismissed the call for a state of emergency, saying that, well, this is not the solution. There should be more collaborative efforts at this. Briefly, let's look at what he is saying. Brushing aside the state of emergency, he says, declare state of emergency, the people will move to another area. Take it there, or move to another area, and then by the time we know it, the entire country is in a state of emergency. But after you left it, then what?
It is not his call to make. You get it? His is to provide a service.
Yeah.
I mean, state of emergency and all that, leave that for the lawyers and then the security guys to discuss. Yours is just to find, you know, to make sure that water gets to our homes. That what we pay for, we get the value of it. You get it? But this thing where today there's water, the next day there's no water, another time, said, oh, your
plants,
your plants, your headworks are not pumping, so and so and so and so. We know the effect of Galamsey on water delivery. Those are the things that you need to focus your attention on and be discussing with the policy makers and so on who are supposed to go.
To be fair, a question was put to him on that, on his position on a state of emergency, and he put his position
very
out there.
often, you know, state officials, you know, are lured into answering certain questions
that they shouldn't.
Yeah, that they shouldn't. I mean, I would have thrown that same question anyway.
Yeah.
And then I would have seen either him fumbling or see whether or not he's, you know, smart enough to dodge it.
Because the service he provides is actually impacted by illegal mining.
Exactly.
So his opinion on that matters.
It matters, but I'm saying that state of emergency or not, is that, listen, the president says they are reviewing the situation. NIMO, is it NIMOS? NIMOS, you know, has been deployed. Sometime last week or two, they were in the Western region, did a lot of, you know, work with Ankombra or Ankombra. Me, I been so you can pardon. So
I didn't know that.
I just told you. Then they went to Brim, the Eastern region as well, and did a lot of bent some, you know, equipment, chamfines, immobilized. What do you call it? The excavators and so on. Something is happening. Now we just need to be effective on, you know, on that area. If we are not giving the state of emergency that people are calling for, then we need to be, you know, is it high-handed?
High-handed.
You know, with those guys who are doing that thing, because we can see the pictures, you know, that we are being fed with. Okay, the other one, the central region one. Konyaku. I mean, it's nothing to write.
Konyaku, he said, has resumed operations.
Okay, but for me, the pictures I saw, they're mad. I mean, it's like, you know, it's something has to be done. Something has to be done.
As soon as possible. And it must be drastic.
Yeah. He's mentioning 300 million Ghana cedis. I'm sure.
It's USD.
No, it's Ghana.
Cedis, right.
Is it Ghana cedis?
I saw Ghana cedis.
I also saw Ghana cedis.
Very well. Then,
well, I mean, this is
I'm looking at a bigger picture.
You get it. I mean, I'm sure very soon they will tell us that they are slapping us with, you know, increment.
300 million cedis to address national water challenges. 300 million cedis.
And that's why I think that Gold Board should pay that. I mean, they are.
Why should Gold Board?
They are the beneficiaries of all the gold mining in this country.
Yes.
And they cannot attest to the fact that.
Why are you mentioning that as though it's a Gold Board is a private company?
Well, that's why I'm saying that. Listen, the beneficiary of all the illegal activities in this country. I mean, Goldboard just posted
$8 billion.
Yeah,
$8 billion US dollars profit.
Yeah.
And we are seeing increments in the damage to our water bodies as a result to activities of mining. This is a no-brainer.
It's not established.
Listen.
It's not established.
Okay, so here's the case. My business is to collect water.
Yes.
Okay, and as for me, I don't know where the water comes from, whether good or bad actors. At the end of the day, I am the one who collects all the water in this country, and that is Goldboard. Collects all the gold.
I don't want to. That's not the mandate of no. Oh, he got it wrong. No, bro, I haven't interjected this. Goldboard knows the source of the gold, where they're buying from.
Not all of it.
Can they begin to make it public?
All of it.
Come again? No.
Can they begin to make public the source of the gold?
Yes, it is people. Listen,
not all of it.
Look, this is what happened. Let me speak. This is what happened. Goldboard.
If I'm buying from Galamsey's to sell to you, Goldboard, how do you know? How do you know?
If I have a license, but I buy from Galamsey's to sell to Goldboard, so
but
then that is not the fault of Goldboard.
That is not the fault of Goldboard.
Did I say the fault? What I'm saying is that the activity that is giving you Goldboard gold.
I am dealing with licensed traders.
Listen, whether you're dealing with licensed traders, super licensed traders, you are the repository of gold in this country.
Right.
The activities of mining gold is destroying our water bodies. It should be your first thing as a responsible gold manager of this country and a gold collector. Thank you for giving the appropriate word. So my key point here is that, listen, let's be fair. You don't know who brings you the gold, fine. But we are saying that...
No, they know who brings the gold, the trader.
No, in between the licensed people and the
miners.
ground and the miners, you don't know where you are getting your gold from.
Right.
You understand? I'm not blaming. What I'm saying is that once he is receiving all the profit from gold mining activities in this country, and the thing is costing us our water,
it places some responsibility on him.
You're supposed to be responsible. This is called an externality. And please, don't get me wrong. It's not that I don't like Goldboard. My point is that you are retaining, collecting all the gold. And this activity has been proven, whether legal or illegal, to be destroying our waters. Why can't you be made to pay for it?
So it should be a state decision, not Goldboard.
Well, I think that if I was...
Because Goldboard collects on behalf of government, right?
If I was CEO, as part of our social responsibility pact with the country,
right,
we will ensure that all drinking water in this country is attended to. This dredging thing.
Goldboard recently donated some vehicles to...
Oh, please. Peanuts. $8 billion. Doris, to be precise.
For me, I couldn't agree with him more.
You do?
Yes. If $8 billion...
And we need 300
we need
clean our water.
To clean our water. I would even want to give 500 million.
But that's not a decision for the CEO of Goldboard to make. It's a government decision, isn't it?
We are talking about government.
Right.
The Goldboard is a government institution.
So maybe, Honorable, government should take money from Goldboard to do this. Not Goldboard going to do it.
It's semantics. You are just being long. See.
No, because he's mentioning CSR on the part of Goldboard.
No, but it's the same thing that he's saying. You get it?
It should be a no-brainer. Yeah. In fact, Goldboard should have water treatment plants in this country as part of the arrangement.
But for me, there's something that struck me. I mean, there's something that struck me where, Goldboard is making all this money, and then the states, state institutions are complaining about, lack of money to do one development or the other.
Fiscal discipline.
Is that?
Fiscal discipline.
Listen, I mean...
Targeted
consolidated fund is for a reason.
Gold is obviously the gold price has gone up.
Yeah.
You understand, and we need to take advantage of it. If there's money available that we can use to do the roads and other social amenities that the NDC promised,
we are choosing money over lives.
The NDC promised in opposition, Chief, we should begin to see that, and that this claim of lack of money by state institution or fiscal discipline, as you're talking about.
I mean, it's becoming one too many. Parliament is reporting. Subaru.
Yeah.
Is it today or tomorrow?
Today. Okay. Has the money been released to Parliament now?
Yeah,
the last quarter.
Some small amount.
I'm not part of leadership, so I wouldn't be privileged.
Some small amount.
Let's do the Galamsey issue and what Adam Mutawakili said. And of course, the suggestions that have gone around the table this morning.
It is a demand.
No, he won't talk. He's a minister. He won't talk.
Why won't I talk? We're talking about, Mother Ghana, how to fight Galamsey and stuff.
The lives of Ghanaians are at stake.
Yes, and so if you see so far how this government has handled this issue, I think that there's no need for us to declare a state of emergency on the issue of Galamsey, because you've seen that the president has shown commitment to fighting this Galamsey. And so far, we are seeing results. Before he took over office, we were told some number of forest reserves were,
declared red zones
by these illegal miners. And per the current report that we have, government is able to take back those forests. They say so. There are several other initiatives that,
including the one from Wuntumi.
Including the one from Wuntumi, of course.
You fell for it.
Yeah, of course, yes. It's also part of those forests that were taken over by the illegal miners.
Yeah.
And so government has been able to take in those forest reserves back. There are several, initiatives that have been put in place, including, cancelling some licenses that were issued. Mind you, before the previous government left power, I'm talking about Nana Akufo-Addo's led government, there were several licenses issued to, we call this state mines, more than hundreds of them. And so what this government did...
How do you explain this leap in quantum of profit?
No. You see, you were in Parliament.
Don't go there.
Okay, so you were not there when they the Gold Board Act.
The damage is more now.
I'm coming.
It's more now.
Says so. It has always been like that. The Gold Board is not only even buying from the license as part of their mandate. I think even the international companies like Newmont and what have you are also supposed to even sell part of their gold, I think some percentage to Gold Board.
Yeah.
So if you see the profit that they are making, you can imagine even getting 10% of 20% of whatever Newmont or the other, big companies mine in Ghana, even getting 20% of whatever gold that they have buying from them. Do you know the amount of money that you need to even get that? So if you see them saying that they've been able to, did they even declare 8 billion profit?
Yes.
I don't think it's $8 billion.
Billion
They're
dollars.
talking $1 billion.
Yeah.
Transaction, worth of transactions. They are not.
They moved from 6 billion somewhere June
I don't think
to
it's
8 billion October.
about the worth of, the amount of gold they've been able to buy for the past month. And so that shouldn't be a problem. Don't just say that they are buying it from the Galamsey. There are several licensed gold companies who are doing legal mining, and they are selling to the people that are licensed to buy and sell to Gold Board. And so Gold Board is buying from those licensed companies who are licensed to buy. And so for you to just conclude that Gold Board is getting its gold from the illegal mining, how can you say some of the gold?
Because they can't trace it.
When you say they can't trace it, we have given Gold Board has issued licenses to Larry, for instance, to be an agent.
But Larry may be buying from Galamseyers. How do you trace
How can you conclude that Larry is buying from Galamsey?
Are you not interested in where Larry is buying his gold from?
So how do you even trace that? What is Galamsey? What is Galamsey? What is
Illegal
the
mining.
illegal Galamsey? Illegal mining, of course.
And when they've made a bar of gold, they'll find Larry and give it to him.
In your own opinion, just be objective. What is currently happening, fight against illegal mining, compared what His Excellency the President currently has compared to the previous.
Yeah.
Which one is more?
It is not about the activities, so it is. Listen,
So
our water,
we need solutions.
Our
The
water
comparisons don't help us.
more.
What my brother is doing
You can match 1,000 military people.
We are discussing about illegal mining. You are bringing in another angle. That is the purchase of gold.
The measurability is in the water damage. No. That is for me the visibility.
How do you? Is it the buying that damage the water? No, I'm coming. It is the money, of course, that damages the water.
It is what is being sold and how it is got that damages the water.
And so I am talking about the government.
There are two groups here. There are the illegal miners.
Exactly.
And then there are the small-scale miners.
Yes.
So now, maybe what we need to clarify is whether or not the bulk of whatever it is coming from the small-scale miners.
And what I'm saying, my point where Suparu is not trying to appreciate is that the person retaining all the gold in this country cannot trace all the gold he has.
Your argument, omits the small-scale miners.
No.
To be focusing on the illegal miners.
But what he's saying is that you retain all the gold.
Yeah.
So whether small-scale miner, illegal miner, large-scale miner, you retain it. So you should be interested in where you are buying it from.
Okay.
You are Bank of Ghana.
Yes, but obviously, the people who didn't come and say that, you know something, we are illegal miners, so we are here to
Yes,
say.
so my point. So I am dealing with the licensed trader.
Yeah.
If you don't show me your source, I'm not buying from you.
Okay.
I'm the only one who has the power to
What
buy.
if he says, "Oh, I'm a
That is why I'm saying that.
And I'm a small scale
Then
miner."
we'll look into it.
Yeah.
That is why I'm saying that.
But you see, the problem is what we are missing is that you can have the license to be a small scale miner, but are you mining responsibly?
Exactly. You are not speaking. He wasn't.
Are you
so
mining responsibly?
What you are saying, I agree with you that maybe Gold Board can instruct those lances company until they buy gold from any gold seller. They should be interested in knowing where
the gold is coming
from.
Yeah.
Do you understand? Yes, but if that happens,
So your argument is that they put profits over
lives.
Over lives.
Okay.
And my whole point, and listen, my demand on the gold retainer person to ensure that our drinking water is clean is not, I'm not being difficult. And it's not political. Trust me. My point is that you are in charge of gold.
It's medical.
Well, yes, it can be medical, but the key point is that once you are a beneficiary, you should think about the responsibility of ensuring that the water we are drinking, based on the activities that contribute to your profit.
It is a good call, and that is why I think was it you who said that even Gold Board recently has donated number of pickups to the fight. Look, please.
It's part of their CSR.
No, please, I'm coming. Please, I'm coming. Doc, how do we
appreciate little things?
Yes, you should appreciate what I'm doing. So you are talking about they should be able to contribute to the significantly.
Yeah.
And in doing so, the people they've started. First of all, how do you ensure that our water bodies are clean? It is to ensure that the illegal miners are not engage with what they are currently doing to destroy our water bodies. That is one other thing. And Gold Board has taken a step in providing logistics to supporting
the fight
against it. It is treatment of water. So when you fight against it, and the people are not able to pollute the water, the amount of money you would have been looking for to treat the water, you will not again look for that money. So it goes further to what? To contribute to the treatment of the water. That's what I'm saying. So, but you just want to see Gold Board physically doing something directly to the treatment of water. That's what I'm saying.
It's almost saying that reclamation of land should be managed by, the gold retainer. I mean, if you are establishing very important institutional things, and listen, I want them to do world-class level work. You understand? We demand from the Newmonts and the other gold companies to be very social responsible to the extent that they are paying for many scholarships.
Exactly.
They are doing many meaningful things in communities.
And all.
So me demanding from Gold Board, don't get me wrong, it's the same thing.
No, I'm not getting you
on a social responsibility level. That listen, in as much as you are posting huge amounts of profits in suit and tie at fancy hotels, make sure that our water that we're drinking in fancy hotels.
You know, MBB used to accuse NDC of not knowing how to wear suit and tie. Now you guys were veranda boys.
Now they are more fly boys.
It is a very painful thing, and listen, I'm looking at the intergenerational damage. women with children with deformities.
Yeah.
Listen, is troubling. And maybe the gravitas of all of this is not well understood, and we are coloring it politically. But when you have a child without a limb, it's not about the party. It's not NDC or MPP. It's Ghana, and the disease burden now in this country is quadrupling because of the exposure to these chemicals that are cancer causing. You know, and mind you, when you go to the pediatric cancer unit right now, maybe you appreciate the fact that the rate of cancer in children, one, is increasing, and all of this are coming from people and places that those of us in Accra are not even mindful of. But eventually, let's be guided by the fact that if you are drinking from Wager, your water right now is affected. If you are drinking from any...
If you are drinking from Wager, your water is what?
That trace minerals in there, you understand? And this is troubling. And that's why, forgive me, I mean,
I understand that now they are bringing the rocks and the sand even into the capitals to wash now. Yesterday, the EPA had cause for concern. I was actually hoping Prof would show us so he could speak to it. But, domestic processing, people are bringing it into the capital now, so no one is safe at this point.
I mean, they are being chased.
They are being chased from there, so they dig up the earth,
they are bringing
move it
to
to
your
Accra
doorstep.
to come and process, come and wash it here. And it's
in a rolling style, maybe, you know.
Big Boat from Tema seems to agree with you. He says Honorable Suparu seems not to understand the issues. If Gold Board is buying all the gold in the country, it's only fair that it should be interested in the source and damages cost. So that's it. Anyways, I was going to spare a minute for MPP politics. Eslo Usu says he wants to be General Secretary.
I haven't heard from her.
That was a birthday message.
And let me no, I haven't heard from her, but let me wish her a happy birthday, and let me admit a belated one, and let me admit that she's an unsung hero when it comes to communication and digitalization. And as it stands now, I think that her demeanor, her temperament during her tenure as Minister for Communication is par excellence. As compared to what we have now. And let me put this out to Paro, that listen, when you are minister, your words matter and can impact investors. And for that reason, Suparu and his ministry should manage their communication carefully. They were not brought to handle DSTV pricing. That's not what the ministry
that's not the subject of it. Anyways,
you see, you allow my brother to say things.
This is hoodwinking.
No, so respond quickly.
My brother, you cannot
Happy birthday, Esla.
You are wishing that she's not my friend, but you cannot. Yes, she's not my friend.
Your friend.
And she's
former colleague.
See where he's dragging him to.
You cannot say that.
Happy birthday. That's all.
You cannot say that.
You can't say happy birthday to Esla.
The comparison is wrong.
The comparison is no way. Nobody. You cannot compare Eslo Usu, Honorable Eslo Usu, to the current communication minister that we have.
No, I said that she is par excellence.
That
is my view.
That is your view.
In terms of
let's hear his view. Let's hear his view.
The best communication minister ever.
Yes.
Right? If you want to talk about the best, if you say one,
Gabra.
Then some George probably is part of the best three.
Oh, no.
What is no? Is it, look,
do you know
let me tell you.
Was the one
exactly, I was going to ask about John Mahama.
John Mahama was the one who brought what? Who began this whole...
that is what I'm saying. Some George will be three. Please. I'm saying that some George will be
part of the top three.
Part of the top three.
So
ask me.
Wait,
to my view, if you say... to my view, some George will be part of the best three.
The best
three. Forget about that. Please allow me to speak. Mahama, of course, will be number one. Haruna will be number two. In my view, some George number three. So let me
all NDC.
No.
Very well.
No.
You allow me to say
some George has been...
Larry, on Esla going for General Secretary.
No. Let me respond to this. His leadership style is a people-centered leadership.
People-centered leadership. Thank you. Forgive me. We'll have to go. We'll end it here. This has been the News Review segment of Breakfast Daily. The show continues after this.
how may I help you today?
We'd like to open a bank account.
Sign here, sign here, sign here, and here. And now you draw direction to your house. I need your thumbprint. And I'll need your birth certificate too. No, I need the original.
A lot has changed since you bank like this. So have we. We've made it easier than ever to open an account online and bank on the go through our mobile app, online banking, and more. EcoBank, a better way to bank your way.
Sign here, and here.
EcoBank, the Pan-African Bank.
Kwame and his uncle are almost here.
Wait a minute. This one too, your friend Kwame.
Wait, Kwame. As in the same Kwame again?
Yes, mommy.
I'm the second coming. Into all this tension just to reintroduce that broke boy from Kaswa.
Why would you deceive the family like this again? Now I understand the whole delay. Trotro from Kaswa. Why wouldn't he be late? Or be late? Of course.
Star 712 hash, star 712 hash. Yeah, you go give me the luckiest. Coffee from Georgia be luckiest. From Natepia, cause she be luckiest. Yeah, you go give me luckiest. No matter why you're luckiest. Everybody go be that luckiest.
That's Kwame!
Send your God the apple boom. If you put it toye, so would the coming of the Son of Man be. Is that his car?
Dial star 712 hash. Choose your ticket. Enter your lucky number. Follow the prompts and let destiny handle the rest.
This promotion is regulated by the NLA on the Caritas platform.
This November, something amazing is coming to Accra. Are you a farmer with fresh produce? Are you into fish farming, poultry or livestock? Then get ready for the November edition of the AgriFair 2025. Yes, AgriFair 2025. It's happening on Friday the 28th to Sunday the 30th of November. It's happening at the Ifo Southern Children's Park and it's 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. each day. It's the ultimate weekend marketplace. From fruits and vegetables to poultry, livestock and fish to agro-inputs and processing machinery. All at unbeatable farm gate prices. Whether you're selling or buying, this is your chance to connect, trade and grow. Enjoy the freshest farm produce, sizzling kebabs, and a vibrant marketplace atmosphere all in one space. Register now and secure your spot. Call 0558-973-973 for more information. AgriFair 2025, where culture meets innovation. The AgriFair 2025 is powered by Channel 1 TV and 97.3 City FM. The alumni of Sweetroot Secondary School, SWESCO, invites you to the annual All-Year Group Awards and Dinner Dance. Relive the memories, reconnect with friends. The Old Swesconians Annual Year Group Awards and Dinner Dance is here. Join us on November 1st at 5 p.m. at the beautiful Channel 1 TV Gardens in Tesano. For just 500 Ghana cedis per head, enjoy an evening of dinner, music, and nostalgia. Don't miss the reunion of the year. The Old Swesconians Annual All-Year Group Awards and Dinner Dance is on the 1st of November 2025 at 5 p.m. at the Channel 1 TV Gardens. Contact your year group or chapter president and get your tickets. Sepulchrum Optimus, always with the best. This October, Northern Ghana takes center stage. Get ready for the Northern Business Fair 2025, the ultimate one-stop shop for everything made in Ghana in the Savannah, Northern, Northeast, Upper East, and Upper West regions. From hand-woven smocks and intricate crafts to modern manufacturing, innovative packaging of made-in-Ghana products, and thriving homegrown businesses, it's a vibrant celebration of talent, innovation, and authenticity. Brought to you by Channel 1 TV and 97.3 CDFM, it's the biggest trade fair showcasing Kenyan SMEs, startups, research bodies, and indigenous brands making waves across the nation. It's happening on Saturday the 25th and Sunday the 26th of October 2025 at the Tamale Sports Stadium. The time is 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. daily. Want to exhibit? Call 0205-973-973 today and book your space. Don't just hear about it, see it, experience it, and live it. The Northern Business Fair, your market, your connections, your growth. The Northern Business Fair 2025 is powered by Channel 1 TV and 97.3 City FM and is proudly sponsored by Ecobank, Side Hustle, the Ghana Enterprises Agency, the Ghana Export Promotion Authority, and supported by Caxstone Records.
Nation full of questions, where truth often hides behind noise, one show dares to ask what truly matters face to face. With fearless clarity and a quest for accountability, host Umaru Sanda Amadou sits down with the movers and shakers of politics, governance, society, and business, confronting the issues that define our national conversation.
The party itself has said that whenever you're in opposition, you should choose flag bearers early.
So what you are trying to tell me is that you want somebody who is going out to come and select a leader for you. So the next person will come and say, but I didn't select him.
Direct victim of attack, violent attack.
Where and when?
The first one happened in Parliament. I was pregnant.
Now, for me, it was legitimized by a radio or TV station giving her a position to work.
So for you, take issue with GH1 and what and giving her the platform.
That is where the minority is. We are on them. We've asked questions.
President Mahama will be a mean president if he prioritizes only his children and DCP. He needs to demonstrate a Ghanaian government.
Every Tuesday at 9 p.m., join Umaru Sanda Amadou on Face to Face as he digs deeper, challenges power, and reveals the stories shaping Ghana's future. Only on Channel 1 TV.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It's still Breakfast Daily right here on Channel 1 TV, and we are pleased to be here. And if you didn't know, the show started at 7 o'clock with Anatufo Boatin, who took us through the political side of things. And now we are going to be going into our communities, having some interviews, and obviously having other discussions that will interest you. My name is Chris Carter, and I'm here with...
the one and only.
One and only.
Yeah. It was so good to be back.
The one and only... is it grandson of the basketball player?
Yeah. As the Jamie Tao say,
Yes.
you know, Tim Duncan was like a very...
Tim Duncan.
Yeah, he played for San Antonio Spurs.
Yes, Spurs. Yes,
Yeah.
I remember
And
him.
when you-
The light guy
Yeah,
is tall,
yeah,
very, very
yeah.
tall.
When
Yeah.
you trace his roots, you know, there's some connection.
Yeah.
You know, the Duncans, I think it's a special family. So,
Mhm.
yeah.
And you are sitting here with me.
I'm not here to
You're
brag,
not
but
playing sports.
clearly- Oh, I used to be a very good footballer, actually.
Then what happened?
I mean, I'm still a very good footballer. You know, my records are there for everybody to
Well,
know.
that's not what the the producers of Breakfast Daily Weekend
No,
told
but
me.
they are not the they are not the repository. They don't determine who is a good footballer or not.
Well,
My-
they say
my-
your fitness is bad.
What are you talking about? There's you can be a very good athlete, you can be a very good footballer in terms of skill, in terms of ball sense.
Yes.
And not be necessarily fit as people would want to perceive.
Okay.
You know, so
That's
yeah,
good.
yeah. I should take you to the field one of these days.
Well, yeah, you should take me.
Yeah, I used to play basketball and football.
Hey, only you.
Yeah, no, I was so, because I'm also southpaw, right?
Yeah.
And I don't want to blow my trumpet, but they are pushing me to blow my, you know, I was so good that back in school, there was a whole meeting.
Because of you.
In the principal's office, because they had to decide whether I represent the football team or I represent the basketball team. But my left-handedness meant that I was more of a utility player for the football team.
So basketball, what's the person that handles the ball?
A handler.
No.
Oh.
It's a point guard.
No.
It's a point guard.
Yeah,
anyway,
no.
Jude has just embarrassed the whole basketball fraternity of
I wasn't
his area.
a point guard. I was a small forward.
A forward.
I was but you know the kind of formation we played out there back in the day meant I had to be like a small forward.
What's the formation? 2-1-2.
Let's talk about
1-2-2.
let's talk
What
about breakfast.
I know basketball. Don't play with me. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, once more, you are welcome. We'd like to remind you that you are part of the show, so feel free to send in your text messages via the WhatsApp number on the screen. There could be questions, there could be contributions to the show, and there could be also well wishes to your loved ones. And if you're watching us on YouTube live right now, you can just leave the comment right on the comment section or the live chat, and we will get to read it right here on the show. We have some reminders for you. Would like to remind you that the Northern Business Fair is in the corner and it's going to be happening this weekend. And you definitely do not want to miss. It's going to be exciting, and it's for people who actually sell it's for people who have goods
SMEs,
and services, foods and
yeah.
packaging, manufacturing services, and fast-moving consumer products. So if you're in that category, all you need to do is sign up for it. We have some days left because it's going to be happening this Saturday and Sunday, and I'm sure there are some slots that remain. So all you need to do is sign up for it, and you can be part of it. You definitely do not want to miss this, because I'm sure there are a lot of people that have goods and services that they want the world to know about. It's going to be happening at the Tamale Sports Stadium, and it's going to be exciting. You know, all these programs that we have here in Accra, it's also nice to see it happening right there in the north.
The point is that when we do a lot of these events down south, you know, we see a couple of businesses, you know, take up the cost and the very serious logistic challenges sometimes to come and sell here. But there are others who are doing so well within the space, who may not be necessarily have the sophistication and the financial power even to be able to make a trip all the way down here to sell. So the plan and the vision really is also to give a voice and a platform to some of these amazing guys, right? In their own small corner, brightening up the space, showing what the North is made up of. And, you know, if it's difficult to come to Accra, I think for the Northern Enclave where all 5 regions are, it's much easier and much simpler for them to, you know, travel around and also showcase, you know what they have for everyone.
Yeah, so it's the 25th and 26th of October 2025 from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. each day. Like I said, there are some slots remaining. So please call the number 0205 973 973 0205 973 973 and show the North what you have to offer. I want to say a very big thank you to our sponsors, EcoBank, Side Hustle, GEPA, and GEA.
The Ghana Enterprises Agency for the amazing job. You know, they were on the This is Ghana Fair. And I even think they were also part of the Agri Fair, the very first one we held. So congratulations to the team for, you know, the incredible support they continuously give to the brand, but not necessarily to us, but also to, you know, all the other small SMEs, the guys out there doing their own bits in terms of products and stuff, you know. It's really, really amazing. Right. And also on that note, it's important we tell you about the Agri-Fair 2.0. You know, if it's good, you do it again, right? So that's the whole idea, that's the whole point of Agri-Fair. And it's the biggest exhibition and sale of fresh farm produce happening again at the Ifwa Sutherland Children's Park. So we heard the clarion call, we listened, and we brought it back to you again. following the very successful one we had earlier in the year, we are bringing you a bigger, a much improved, agri fair happening this November at the IFWA Sutherland Children's Park. It's a 2-day event again happening on the 28th to the 30th. Actually, 3 days.
3 days, yeah.
So 28th, 29th, and the 30th of November 2025.
Exciting
So
times.
you have fresh farm produce, you have poultry, you have livestock, you have, name it, everything that, can be used to make food to eat.
And December is
It's
in
the
the corner.
place for you. Yeah. So buy in bulk and sort out the family this December. It makes so much sense. It makes so much sense. So personally, I'll be looking forward to it. I know you as well. Start making the plans between now and 28th of November. Is a long time, so you can start saving towards it. You can start budgeting and planning towards it, so you don't miss out on it. Because it's obviously very cheaper at the agri fair. I remember at the time when a crate of egg was going for like 70 cedis, buying elsewhere. At the agri fair, I got one crate for 50. The bags of rice was significantly cheaper. And for me, it made so much sense.
Yeah, I got a lot of vegetables. Because I like to eat what I plant. So they had the veggies that were already planted, and the spices and the rosemaries and the lettuce, so many different ones. So I got them from there, and yeah, my garden looks beautiful, and I can't wait to get more.
It makes so much sense. And guys, I want and I hope that you really take advantage of this really amazing opportunity. It doesn't come often, right?
Yeah.
So when it comes, grab it with both hands and run along with it. It's very important, yeah. And of course, while we are still in the month of October, it's so important that we remind you that it's also the month for cybersecurity awareness. Why is this important? The whole idea is that you keep safe as an internet user, you keep safe as somebody who is part of the digital ecosystem, right? There are so many, unfortunate things happening within the space. People are using their higher knowledge of the area to dupe and take advantage of people. And it's our responsibility, it's your responsibility to ensure that we thrive towards a more sustainable and a more safe ecosystem for everyone, right? So let's keep out the message going. Let's spread the word on the need to use, digital tools in a safer, in a more responsible way. Chris,
Yeah.
I'm sure you have a lot of stories around people trying to, hack and take advantage of.
The hacking, yeah, it's serious. It's serious. But anyway, we have some tips for you, and I hope you're going to enjoy it. It's still on the cybersecurity awareness issue, and it's all about cryptocurrency scams. Let's check it out.
It feels exciting, but these scams are designed to lure you in, and before you know it, your money could disappear. Welcome to A Safer You, your guide to safer digital living, brought to you by Digital Unbounded and Channel One TV. Today, we're talking about how scammers use cryptocurrency and fake investments to trick people into losing their hard-earned money. You've probably seen this before: a WhatsApp message, a Facebook post, or even a friend saying, "Hey, you can double your money overnight." Sounds sweet, right? But listen, if it sounds too good to be true, it usually is. Sometimes scammers don't rush you. They play the long game, a long con. They'll chat with you online, friendly, building trust slowly. They say, invest 50 cedis and see. At first, everything looks real. The fake app even shows your money growing. You feel good. You think it's working. Then they say, now invest more. But when you try to withdraw, boom, it's gone. And the person disappears like smoke. Let's be real. We all want to make life better. Scammers know that. That's why they use big promises, fancy websites, and fake testimonials like, I made 5,000 cedis in 1 week. But most of these so-called platforms aren't real businesses. they're not registered anywhere. So when your money disappears, there's no way to get it back. Here's your action plan. Be skeptical. If someone promises quick or guaranteed profit, don't believe it. Use trusted sources. Only invest through banks or licensed financial institutions. Do your homework. Search online for reviews or proof. If you can't find any, it's probably a scam. Don't let pressure rush you. Real investments take time. Remember, cryptocurrency and fake investment scams are built to steal your trust and your money. Stay alert, ask questions, and never rush into something that sounds perfect. A Safer You is brought to you by Digital Unbounded in partnership with Channel One TV.
You know, Chris, a friend asked me, you know, it feels like there's an enhanced awareness. It's like we've taken this whole cybersecurity thing really personal.
No, we've taken it personal.
Is it because of what happened? And like, I couldn't even unsee it, right? Yeah.
Oh,
yeah. The point is that even, you know, before we were hacked on our Facebook page, and I'm referring to our radio Facebook page, we've been carrying across the message, right? So, of course, it's giving us new verve to you know, take the message a lot more head on. And I think that, but I don't think it's necessarily because we were hacked. It's something we've been doing quite consistently, you know, talking about the need to get people safe online. I've been, not necessarily me, but I have been like a close associate to persons who've been hacked. And it's a very difficult place to be.
Sure.
You know, sometimes the sums involved are not huge, but you get into certain stories and it's like, you know, it's like it can be so crushing.
Right. You know, and you say like we are in times where people want to make quick money.
Yeah.
And if you want to make quick money, you might just fall into a quick scam.
Like, you know,
like the crypto scams.
Can you
like,
imagine
all around.
the Minister for Government for Communications, Digital Technology and Innovations, right? His own mother was scammed. You know, huge sums of money. Right, and he is the minister or the sector minister responsible for some of these things. In fact, the Cybersecurity Authority is an agency under his ministry, right? So, and if the minister's mother is, you know, it means that some of us there. So the point is that let's all work at it. It's a continuous process.
Right.
It's a journey, not necessarily a destination. We constantly remind ourselves of the dangers. We constantly remind ourselves of the tips to do to keep safe. And I think we'll get to a point where, you know, we can see some stability in terms of the consciousness and how people are minded to be safe online.
Right. Anyway, let's get into our trends. Just be careful out there. So the trends, obviously, we are talking about everything that, or most things that was trending on social media, especially X and Facebook and all the social media handles. But this is about Snapchat. If you were a Snapchat user, you realize that yesterday there was like a shutdown for a bit. You understand? Did you try to use your Snapchat? I came here trying to use my Snapchat. I couldn't even see my old chats.
That's scary.
So I was like, what's happening? Because I posted some things yesterday. It's supposed to be 24 hours. This is less than 24 hours, but I cannot see what I posted yesterday. Well, people were going bonkers as usual. You know, when Snapchat and the rest of the very popular social media goes down, a lot of people go bonkers because they either sell on it or they have their businesses on it, or as influencers, that's how they make money.
Yeah.
So users on Snapchat were, you know, all on the high side yesterday, wondering what happened. But there was a glitch, and it was due to an Amazon Web Service crash, and specifically the cloud data services. And it only didn't only affect Snapchat, but Fortnite, YouTube, and Apple TV were also down. Amazon says the issue has been rectified, and right now you can actually use your Snapchat. Keep snapping, keep striking, keep doing what you do on Snapchat.
Yesterday, a section of married men in Accra were very hot, you know, temporarily. You know, there's a whole conversation around like,
whoa, wow, tell me something. It seems like I'm in Accra. I don't even know what's happening.
No. That's just on the lighter note. But I see, like, Snapchat is an interesting app, right? And I've had people say that if you're of a certain age, you know, and of a certain, you know, stature or status in public life, right? and you use Snapchat, it's a big red flag.
It is a red flag.
Oh, really? You agree?
For me, it's a red flag.
Oh, so if a 50-year-old is on Snapchat,
I have a problem with that.
if the person's a politician.
Well, what are you doing on Snapchat? Don't you have politicking to do?
Yeah, but the point is to reach out to young people, like take the game to young people where they are. So meet them at their level, and they are there a lot.
Or you want to view once?
So the point that, the argument that was made in all of this was that
there are people that actually meet you and then tell you, hi, what's your name? You get to know each other. Instead of asking me my number, you ask me my Snapchat first.
It's a red flag.
That's the end. Okay, adios. Cool. Was nice to meet you for 2 minutes.
No, but this, I think it's also not being fair, right? Because there are people who, are very conscious of how they engage people. So they want to keep a trail, but it's not necessarily because they have like some bad motive.
You're not a bad person. Why don't you want to keep a trail?
No, because some of the things is meant to be personal.
If you're not BNI, if you're not Yoko, if you're not any of these big
So it's a red flag to use Snapchat or to request someone's Snapchat's details.
Yeah, I think so.
Hey, Charlie. So yeah, there's just some married men were afraid yesterday. They were, Charlie, I'm in pupu. They shake because they didn't know whether their things were going to be leaked or, so many people were.
Yeah. Obviously, when things happen like that, especially with the clouds, we should be very afraid.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people store things in the cloud. And, Snapchat has all these informations. Because we never ask our questions out. Like, have you ever asked yourself, all the pictures that you delete, where did they go to?
Good question.
Okay.
And for some devices, you can delete and still retrieve it.
Do you understand?
So it means that it's not really gone. So people were afraid. That's the truth. Because, and again, it's become like, and I don't know where God is branding from, because it's become like an app for all manner of things, right?
It's become an app for unsolicited things that you don't want to see. Maybe you are praying, you are fasting, and then people are sending you things that your eye is not supposed to see, because those things might actually blind you from your blessings.
And they literally have a whole, tab, segregated for your eyes only.
For your eyes.
So you see that the app enables
for things to happen.
I don't want to say debauchery, but we see the most forms of debauchery, on social media and perversiveness.
I think that's why it's important for parents to actually monitor their kids, because these are social medias, platforms that are very accessible to anyone and everyone. So that's why I feel like parents is important to monitor them. Like, I don't know, just find a way to monitor your kids.
But on a more serious note, the kinds of, things we see on social media, particularly Snap, if you dip it, it's quite concerning. Like the level of perversiveness, the level of indulgence, right? It's like it's a whole different world, and everything is like.
And I say it's unsolicited. You'll be on your own.
See, on my Facebook profile, right? I know people do crazy stuff on other platforms, but my Facebook profile, it is very rare to see a video of someone, doing hardcore drugs, right? Again, they'll say, oh, it's the algorithm. Not necessarily who I'm following, because the concept of it is that you add people as friends.
Right.
And they've also now created a different, tab of a sort to show, what they call it, subscriptions.
Yeah.
So you can see people without even wanting it. And the level of, it can't be proper, So I keep asking. I think maybe it's just about time we enforce some kind of social media regulation of a sort, because the debauchery, the abuse, the indulgence, it's too much.
Right. Anyway, let's check out some messages from social media when it comes to this issue. Make Snapchat no leak wanna my eyes only. Oh. Hey, so the my eyes only is a section on Snapchat that we are talking about, that people just save things that for their eyes only. Now, another one says, deleted and reinstalled my Snapchat. Now I can't find my friends and all my snaps are gone. Gosh. Okay.
Moving on.
So basically, they can decide to disconnect the whole world. Very scary, you see. Snapchat is the biggest app on planet Earth, but you won't understand. I think it's one of the biggest.
Definitely one of the biggest.
Imagine one day it's not just Amazon Cloud, but the whole internet. And when it comes back, everyone's crypto wallet will be empty. Well, I think all this this is why all this calls for concerns, you know. In as much as we are in the digital world, it's also very important for us to still do things in the old school manner sometimes.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, if you think about the fact that, you know, people feel like there's somebody out there monitoring.
Oh yeah, there
is. Yeah, I have friends who work in very sensitive positions in government, you know, and they say they don't pick, you know, calls, normal calls. They rather prefer to call you on WhatsApp call rather than, you know, so it's like they feel like...
you know, I never thought of that till 2 days ago. Someone was talking to me, I was like, you know what, let me call you on WhatsApp because anybody might be listening. I was like, what?
Yeah.
People are listening. Oh my God. But anyway, let's move to the next trend. We have NMSQ 2025 is on the way, and it's all about this year's National Science and Maths Quiz. It has actually begun. Prelims are on the way. People are excited. People are talking about it. And it's always a great thing to see people excited about academic stuff.
Yeah, I mean, especially if you went to a school like Accra Academy. You know, we've not won some before, but clearly we are excited when it counts because we finished second or fourth.
And you're hopeful that one day you will win.
Sometimes you don't even qualify. Exactly. We are hopeful that we'll win. No, but see, shout outs to the team. There have been serious concerns about the organization of this competition, though, because government pays in excess of about 9 million Ghana cedis, I stand to be corrected, to support this initiative. And there are others who have said that, see, it's great we get, you know, students to come and, you know, show us what they are made of in terms of like their understanding of what they are taught in school, the practical aspect, all of that is great. But can we use 9 million Ghana cedis in another way that enhances, you know, science, technology? Can we come up with something that will be more? And it's a conversation that has lingered on for a while. And again, you know, once some of these things become topical, people take entrenched views, right? I don't think we have to necessarily scrap this. But if government is pushing that much money into it, I think we need a real look of what are the other possible ways we can use that money, even if it's to support the quiz, to make the outcomes more, you know, I want to choose my words carefully because somebody will say,
innovative.
Yes. You know, somebody will say, oh, your school hasn't won some before, so yeah, on TV say your own thing. But that's not the point. It's great people or schools get together to compete. But people have said that, see, the world is moving at a very fast pace, right? So let's, instead of maybe just answering some of these questions, let's get them to build something, you know, and let's institutionalize it, you know, rather than just giving 9 million Ghana cedis is a lot of money, you know. But I'm excited for the quiz anyway. I think that it's one of the very few ways where we are able to mobilize and, you know, rally around our schools. You know, it's a moment of pride.
And promote academics.
Yeah,
very
it
important.
Builds, and I know people who go to specific schools because they say they watch the National Science and Maths Quiz, they're excited about it and they want to go. And to be fair, again, on the other side of the coin, there are people who stand for the quiz and they're going to do so well for themselves. A couple of them from previous years are medical doctors now, you know, so it's a great alternative. It's a great platform, but I think we should relook it and try to maximize the outcomes in terms of creating and building something more sustainable.
Right. That's important. Anyway, I think you have something on schools, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, talking about National Science and Maths Quiz, you know, admission is in progress for those who just wrote the BEC and got admitted into the various senior high schools. Now, it's a same age-old problem. They have to do manual admissions, right? So they go to the school physically, they queue, they sign up for their hostels or their halls or houses, as we would call them on campus, and they go and register their courses. Now, this time around, we are seeing excessive numbers, in excess of over 500,000. So a single school like Presec is admitting about 1,500 students. That's outrageously too much in terms of the numbers, right? So of course, when 1,500 people gather at a particular place, you would expect some level of chaos, no matter how well planned the intent, you know, was. So it's brought to the fore issues around, you know, congestion, you know, people went there 6 a.m. and left there 5 p.m., you know, and they are asking, are there not more practical ways to do it? You know, are there not innovative ways we can register students rather than keep them, you know, queuing that long? Some of them didn't even eat. And we are told if you go to a school like Ebri Girls, for example, students were sleeping on the floor.
Wow.
Some of them sleeping on their trunks. So, you know, the free SHS is great, but clearly they are now enhanced on new calls for a relook at it. I listened to Professor Ernest Aite yesterday on the point of view of Bernard Abele, and he makes the point as to why he can't fathom why somebody like himself, a former vice chancellor, a board chair for Achimota School, should have his child go to school for free. It makes no sense whatsoever. Chris, imagine you sending your child to school for free when you can afford to pay for 10 people. You know, and he makes the point that he doesn't think that we should necessarily cancel free SHS, but we should invest in research to make it more of like a means targeting. So we assess the people who really need it, you know, and get them to pay. Because think about it, if the education minister, whose son, you know, I think he's now about 20 years or so, but 2-3 years ago, are you telling me that Haruna Idrisu couldn't afford to pay for his ward's free SHS? Clearly not, because he probably pays for like 100 other children. So the point is that we need a review of it, because we are spending so much on food, we are spending so much to maintain the students, whereas some don't necessarily need it but are benefiting. It doesn't make any sense. And Professor Aniste goes on to say that it's only in Ghana that you see some of these things happening.
Well,
right?
well, I think the idea was great, but it was not well thought of.
True.
Yeah.
You know, so I think that's we've probably, and it's become too political. So if you take a different approach other than free,
then there's a problem.
Then there's a problem, because the politicians are also looking at the numbers. At the end of the day, it's a numbers game. So I think that in connecting this to the National Science and Maths quiz, people say, oh, our curriculum has outlived this usefulness. I don't think so. I think students who come out from the free SHS are still some of the brightest we have around. But we need to make it better. We can make it better with the right investments, with the right research to make sure that the outcomes from education, you know, what's the point of sending your child to school for free and the quality is poor?
Well, that's true. Anyway, we have comments from that trend. Let's check it out.
On the National Science and Maths quiz, right? Of course, so like we said, it's whipping up sentiments again. OWASS for NSMQ 2025. That's what Poko Ware Senior High School. Some of their students are already excited about their prospects. Gano replied and said they look like the favorites, but either Ketasco or Wesley Girls will beat them to it. Cypher also tweets, just give it to Ogasco. Ogasco, that's St. Augustine's College. Gano also replied and says, I'm rooting for Ketasco and Wesley Girls. Ketasco have been doing quite well, you know, in recent competitions. Akoko Davido also tweets and says, since Botwe lashed Presec in the final, we've not been the same. Another year for Opoko Ware to break our hearts again.
Aww.
That sounds so much like an Akraka tweet, but that's fine.
That sounds like what Jude can tweet, right?
Yeah, no, it sounds like that. You know, it feels very Akraka in nature.
I know.
You know,
so that's what it's what Jude can tweet.
We are almost like the Arsenal in the National Science and Maths quiz. We are almost so close, but still.
But
very
you never
far
get
away.
it.
It is what it is.
But anyway, guys, so that's it for our trends. We want you to check the video of the day, and we'll be back.
My son, take this, spray it on the person you want to kill. Jesus. My son, take this, spray it on the person you want to kill. Jesus. My son, take this, spray it on the person you want to kill. Jesus. My son, take this, spray it on the person.
I think the moral lesson is quite clear, right?
Don't rush.
Don't rush.
Don't rush.
Slow down.
Slow down.
There's a song to it, right?
Don't rush.
Yeah, there's a song. You know, there's a song like that. It's important, guys. Pray. No. Relax, you know, and pay attention to instructions, you know.
Don't rush.
Yeah. My boss Bernard Avlo always tell you like the details, like pay attention to the details.
Yeah,
Listen,
and funny enough, earlier this week, I was watching one of those motivational speeches, and I realized that it's also actually very important to take your time in doing things. Rushing to please people or rushing to get validation from people does not necessarily give you the result that you want if you want to attain a certain goal or if you want to focus on a certain project. So I feel like this is a very good example of that. Don't rush, even though you want to kill some of your enemy. Don't.
I think you make a good counselor when you retire. You should consider it.
Try.
Yeah, I think you make, except that your views on some other things, no. You have to scrutinize it small. But your live views, I like to listen to it.
Yeah, if you like feminist views, then you like listen to it. Anyway, let's take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll get straight into the show. We'll be going into our communities.
Almost here.
Wait a minute. This one too, your friend Kwame.
Wait, Kwame? As in the same Kwame again?
Yes, Mommy.
I'm the second coming. Into all this tension just to reintroduce that broke boy from Kaswa.
Why would you deceive the family like this again? Now I understand the whole delay. Troll from Kaswa. Why wouldn't he be late? Or be late?
Of course.
Star 712 hash, star 712 hash. Yeah, you go be the luckiest. Coffee from Georgia be luckiest. From Natepia, cause she be luckiest. Yeah, you go be luckiest. No matter why you're luckiest. Everybody go be the luckiest.
That's Kwame!
Send your God the apple boom. If you put it toy, so would the coming of the son of man be. Is that his car?
Dial star 712 hash. Choose your ticket. Enter your lucky number. Follow the prompts and let destiny handle the rest.
This promotion is regulated by the NLA on the Caritas platform.
This November, something amazing is coming to Accra. Are you a farmer with fresh produce? Are you into fish farming, poultry or livestock? Then get ready for the November edition of the AgriFair 2025. Yes, AgriFair 2025. It's happening on Friday the 28th to Sunday the 30th of November. It's happening at the A4 Sutherland Children's Park, and it's 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. each day. It's the ultimate weekend marketplace. From fruits and vegetables to poultry, livestock and fish to agro-inputs and processing machinery. All at unbeatable farm gate prices. Whether you're selling or buying, this is your chance to connect, trade and grow. Enjoy the freshest farm produce, sizzling kebabs, and a vibrant marketplace atmosphere all in one space. Register now and secure your spot. Call 0558-973-973 for more information. AgriFair 2025, where culture meets innovation. The AgriFair 2025 is powered by Channel 1 TV and 97.3 City FM.
All right, welcome back. It's still Breakfast Daily right here on Channel 1 TV. Now it's time for us to get into our communities. We actually have a report from the Northern Region by our Northern Regional Bureau Chief, Shawana Yusuf. She actually reported on an issue of infrastructure deficit, which has forced distant students into day status. Now let us check out this video, and when we come back, we will be talking to those involved in this whole situation and see the way forward.
From Pandai, after a journey of over 3 hours to the northern regional capital, a 14-year-old student who pleaded anonymity has been offered admission to Tamale Islamic Senior High School as a day student. He says this will make it difficult for him to pursue his education effectively. He told Channel 1 TV that his brother has been asked to lodge a complaint at the Regional Education Directorate in hopes of securing a boarding status. Meanwhile, school authorities attribute the problem to the lack of adequate infrastructure to accommodate students, a challenge they say continues to affect teaching and learning.
Because we have infrastructure deficit at the dormitory level, especially with respect to the girls. In this school, we have only one dormitory block for girls, and they are the majority in the school. And so we don't want this problem to compound. And as a result of that, we are strictly going with those who are officially placed here as boarding students. For those who are placed here as day students coming from far away, we have for now put a blind eye on them until all those who have been placed here as boarding, probably after they have arrived. If we have some spaces left, then we can attend to them. Otherwise, they may have to get accommodation outside the school and then stay there whilst attending school.
The situation is no different at the Northern School of Business, Nobisco, where several students placed under day status were left stranded as the school lacks sufficient boarding facilities to house them. Senior house mistress Madame Andaratu Idrisu appealed for a quota system on boarding placement to help address the genuine concerns of students placed under day status.
I don't know whether because the location and the areas within the north, they don't know who is coming from where. So with our problem here, we have a lot of those who are from far places being admitted as day students. All that we normally do is to ask them to go to the regional office to see what they can do. Some are coming from Boko, some are coming from Bunkrugu, Salaga, and they have made them day students. So it's difficult. And they have just reported, they have come. They have just packed their things and they have come. You know, Boku people, they normally say that escort. There is a day that they escort them to go. If you miss that, you won't get. So it's a big challenge for us.
For students without placement issues, registration and other administrative processes have been smooth since yesterday, with hundreds successfully completing enrollment. Some students shared their expectations with Channel 1 TV.
The first day, they told me that the VC placement is released. When I checked, it was Tamale Islamic. Tamale. And that was my second choice, and during the course general Agric, elective maths. I expect the school to teach me very well, and when I check my WAEC results, I want to get single number from the school.
I want to make my parents proud, make Tamale Islamic Senior High School proud, and Zabzugu proud, because going to school is not easy, and when you are going to school, you need to know the reason you are going there, to gain your good future, and everybody to talk about your good things that you have been doing. Today is my reporting day, and when I step into Tamale Islamic Science Senior High, I'm excited.
School authorities are urging parents and guardians to adequately counsel their wards before reporting to schools to help curb rising cases of indiscipline among senior high school students.
At least before your wards report to school, sit your ward down and counsel him as to the life to live in the senior high school. Right, because most of them, yes, normally with some of the disciplinary actions, you interview them and it is, oh, we started it when we were in JHS or even at home. For example, drug abuse. There are situations where you interview students and they tell that, oh, I started taking drugs when I was in JHS or when I was in primary. And so it's a collective effort between parents and students, between parents, students, and then the teaching staff in order to nip these indisciplinary actions which are on the increase.
First-year senior high school students have started reporting to schools, and what most of the schools have visited so far, the issue of accommodation has been repeatedly highlighted. Here at the Northern School of Business, we understand that there is little accommodation to accommodate the hundreds of students that have been given boarding status. They are calling on authorities to ensure that they make some facilities available to enable them accommodate these students to enhance teaching and learning. For Channel One News, my name is Shawana Yusuf, reporting from the Northern School of Business here in Tamale.
So clearly distressing scenes in the northern region. Students there finding it extremely difficult, to get their admissions done. And this is something we're talking about shortly in, connection with the situation as it pertains in Accra. And I'm talking about Category A schools, for example, Presec, Legon, Ebri Girls, Accra Academy, So you can imagine the struggle in other areas, particularly in the north, where we know for a fact that the resources in terms of distribution is not necessarily or really equitable, right? So it makes it even more chaotic and even more problematic for schools to be able to soak in the pressure. And now we are being told that students are being turned away from, boarding house facilities because one, there's a space problem, two, there's a congestion problem, and now they have to resort to other means, including being a day student. And Chris, the big issue is, imagine having to, being from Accra and placed in a school in the north.
Yeah.
And for some reason, there's no space. So, and you don't know anybody. And there's so many stories like that. Because when I was in Accra Academy, I had colleagues come all the way from the upper west region, the upper east region. I kid you not. Some of them took 2 days to travel down south. So imagine persons like that get into a school and they don't know anybody here. That's really the point. And they are told that there's no space, or as a result of one or two challenges, they need to return. And again, the bigger issue here is in relation to some research work Africa Education Watch, led by Kofi Asare, put out. Now, if you study the report, I think that was sometime last year, if you look at the national outlook, the national picture, 3 out of 10 students from basic school in Accra failed to make it to, secondary school. Now, the reasons for their inability to go on to senior high school vary from their own challenges, personal issues, to wide-ranging. But the national average was that 3 out of 10 students in the whole of the country failed to make it from basic to secondary schools. Now, if you look at, and that's what they call the attrition rate. Now, if you look at the same attrition rate for schools in the north, particularly the 5 northern regions, 7 out of every 10 children fail to make it on to senior high schools. And that is unbelievable. So if you have 10 children in a class, only 3
will make it to high school.
Will make it to high school. And we know why the issues are there. Logistics, so infrastructure. Some of them sit on the floor. The access to schools. Some of them live in very far away areas where there are no schools, so they'll have to walk long distances, to make it to class. By the time they get there, they are exhausted, they are tired. Their parents are like, "What's the point of all of this?" Right? So, and there's a problem largely with basic school. But why is there a problem? It's a problem at the basic level because in the past 8 years where we've implemented a free SHS, concerns have arisen, due to fears or concerns, let me say, around government allocating all of the resources to free senior high school. So a chunk of the budget for education is allocated to free senior high schools, much to the neglect of basic and preschool and even tertiary, right? Because a lot of the big tertiary, they're like, oh, they are self-sustaining, their IGFs are there, so government really doesn't really, support in terms of funding. So all of the budget really goes to free SHS, much to the neglect of basic school. Now the point is, if you are neglecting basic, what quality of students are you expecting to come out of the basic to free senior high school? And with all of the budget we are giving to free senior high school, we are still hearing of these challenges. So again, I think we need a proper national dialogue on how do we make this better. I don't think anybody in their clear sense will say, see, cancel free SHS in its entirety. No. But I think that the dominant call from key players and key resource persons who understand the industry, have worked and lived their whole life in academia, will tell you that, see, there's got to be some kind of means testing approach. Let's figure out those who really need it, rather than the blanket. Chris, when I was in Accra Academy as a day student first year, my school fees was like 60 cedis back then. And I'm sure with some of the things I was doing on the side, even at that time, I could have probably even paid my fees myself.
Right.
And that's just me. So why should somebody like me be allowed to say
benefit from the free? Yeah.
Whereas somebody from very far away places where we know that there are serious challenges, so it's got to be a means testing approach. This whole idea that it's a legacy project and that it should be untouched and that we should go about it in its current, it is not sustainable, because now research tells us that if we put all of the money in it, we are not seeing proper outcomes, the quality is declining, and it is affecting other sectors. It's affecting basic schools.
Right.
So much that the attrition rate is becoming worse and worse and worse. Imagine you're in a school and only 3 people out of 10 make it to secondary school. And the 3 out of 10 that make it to secondary school, per the loss of attrition, will probably go down in terms of those who make it from tertiary to senior high school. So we need a proper review of it.
I think the problem, I'm sure they know. They somehow know that, there's a way to work it out that will make it, beneficial to those who need it, because their needs and their wants. There's a way to do that, but obviously it's about doing that work, the work of, okay, how am I going to research if this family has it?
It's the hard work, it's the hard
work that they are avoiding.
Yeah, but
I think they know. Even they know now. Maybe in the beginning they didn't actually foresee the outcome, because obviously there was no forecasting. Because if you forecasted, you would have known that this is how it's going to be in the future, which is what they are suffering now, which is what the schools are suffering now, and which is what parents and students are suffering now. So now it's about the hard work of
identifying.
Yes, of how many millions of parents are we now going to interview to ask, okay, do you have it? What's your bank status?
What's your background?
What's your background? It's about doing that homework. There are actually private schools that actually do that homework of, giving certain students scholarship. Yes, there are scholarships for very bright students. There are also scholarships for parents, for students who cannot afford. But in their mind, they know that this child wants to go to school. This child can be great. It's just about the means. We do not have the means. So they have, some private unis actually do that. So I think it's just that homework that they are lacking. But then again, we have...
I have nothing useful to add.
Yeah.
It is just too spot on. And I struggle to find how difficult it is for a government with all of the available resources to say that we can't do a simple means testing. Guys, come on.
Anyway, we have Shawana Yusuf, who's on the line. She's our Northern Regional Bureau Chief, and she's the one that brought this story. Hi, Shawana.
Hi, Chris. Good morning.
Good morning. Can you give us a sense of the situation? What exactly is happening? And with the distance students being forced to become day students, how are they handling it?
Thank you so much, Chris and Jude. So the issue of students reporting to school, it comes with a lot of excitement for some of these younger ones. But for those coming from far places and unfortunately have been given a day status, it is a headache. It is more than just being excited. They are highly overwhelmed about the situation, and they are looking forward to having a response or a solution to their issues, because having someone come all the way from Saboba and even Boko in the Upper East region and having admission in the Northern region and yet has been given a day status cannot be a thing of excitement for these kind of students as well as their parents and guardians. So for them, they've taken the first step of having to go to the education directorate, that's the regional education directorate, to go and lodge their complaint of having been assigned a day status on their admissions. And I don't know, as to what happens next is going to be the decision of the Education Ministry and the directors in the region.
Right. Shauna, can you explain to me how this works? For me, I didn't school here, so maybe I might not know how it works. So can you explain, when your admission letter is given to you, is it written that you're a day student right on the letter, or you have to, or they actually had to travel there with their chop box, their everything, with their bags and everything, only to realize that they are day students? How does it work?
So this is it. When you get your admission letter, the status is on the letter.
Right.
Whether you're a day student or a boarder. But you see, in time past, the schools had the opportunity to give these students the status of either being a day student or a boarder after assessing where you are coming from. But with the introduction of a computerized system where placements are done automatically, I'm sure the system is not able to really tell where you are coming from and the school in which they are assigning you and the distance in between your school and where you reside. So, I mean, most of these students fall victims, ending up having their letters indicating day students when the place of school that they got on their admission letter is nowhere close to their places of residence, and most of them don't even know anyone. They don't have any relative living in these areas that their school is located. Hence, they are forced to see what they can do to get a boarding status.
Right.
But when I spoke to some of these school authorities, what they tell us is that they think that the GES or Education Ministry should give them a quota of this boarding status. So that, I mean, if we have about 1,300 of space to accommodate students in, say, Northern School of Business, and the system is placing all 1,300 students from the system, and the authorities don't have that power to give anyone a boarding status. What it means is that somebody may come from within the region and very close to the school, but with a boarding status, while somebody who is coming from very far distance will be given a day status, and this is a big challenge. So for them, they think if they have the space to accommodate, say, 1,300, they can at least give them some percentage out of this number so that the teachers themselves can use their personal discretion during this reporting period to be able to assign those who are coming from very far places. So, Chris, if I give you a name from northern part of Ghana, you are not able to tell me from where you sit.
Exactly.
That name sounds like Upper East, it sounds like a Boku name whatsoever. But some of these teachers who are working in this jurisdiction, immediately they cite the name, they're able to tell that, no, this person is not from here.
Yeah.
And so when we give them a day status, it will not be a good thing for them. So, I mean, this is what they are appealing for, and we are hoping and praying that the Education Ministry, GES in general, will be able to have a second look at this and see how they can put an end to this. And most of them, the challenge has to do with infrastructure. Even with the numbers they are absorbing, they are suffering. I can mention that of Tamale Islamic Science Senior High School. I can mention that of the Northern School of Business and a couple of other schools in Northern Ghana. They have issues when it comes to infrastructure. And when you go to their schools and you see the way students are sleeping at night, you'll be saddened. In fact, you'll be heartbroken. And if we have all these numbers coming and infrastructure is not increasing, and you even have problems of some students who have admission but they don't even live within the jurisdiction, it looks like school authorities their hands are tied. They wouldn't know what to do, because though they want to help, and there is no space to help.
Right.
Interesting.
So this is the situation on the ground.
Yeah, so where are the students coming from mostly?
So I have encountered a student who came from Zabzugu all the way, which is after Yendi, in fact, very far away from here. I've also encountered someone from Boko. And Boko, you need to get to Upper Isasburg, which is about 2.5 hours away from Tamale, and then journey for additional 30 to 45 minutes to get to Boko. And this person has a base status, and it is not a good thing to talk about. I understand Tamasco and Ganasco and other schools in the region are also facing the same challenge. So we have students from diverse areas suffering this particular issue of base status, but they are coming from very far areas. And we are hoping and calling that the Ministry of Education, with the Minister of Education coming from this part of the country, will take keen attention to what is happening, and if possible, look at their infrastructure situation and put some smiles on the faces of both students and teachers to enhance teaching and learning.
Shawana, interesting report, and I'm sure you are not really surprised by this, because over here in Accra, the issues are much similar, right? Yeah. So, yeah, but I want you to help us with this, right? So, according to Ghana, the Africa Education Watch, we are being told that out of every 10 students that write the BEC in basic schools in the northern region, only 3 go on to senior high school successfully. Does this data come to you as a surprise, considering the state of basic education, basic public education in the northern region?
Thank you, Jude. So for me, I wouldn't be surprised to hear this data and this analysis making round. With stories that I have done in the field of education for some years now, I mean, we don't even have the infrastructure needed for teaching and learning. Don't be surprised if I should tell you that most of the students, when it comes to ICT education, what they know is just the theory. They've never seen a laptop or even a computer for them to practicalize what they learn in class. Most of these teachers posted to these areas for the deprived status of the communities they are posted to. Some of them bounce back. They say they don't want to go. And hence, they lack teachers to give them the needed time and hour of contact for them to pass through to be able to go to the next stage of their education. So for me, it is no surprise. And I think it's high time government tends to look at these things. I mean, stakeholders in these areas are calling for a lot of things. Recently, I made a report with School for Life and some NGOs working in the education space where they are calling on government to ensure that they have a form of incentive for teachers who are posted to very deplorable areas to work. Because, I mean, if I have to pay so many cities out of my salary at the end of the month to be able to access the facilities I have been posted to, and there is somebody who is paying way lesser than, say, if I'm paying 100 cities to get to the school I have been posted to, and somebody is paying just 5 cities to get to where he or she is being posted to. I mean, and GES is not doing anything to motivate me to want to do what I am doing. Definitely, a lot of people will look back and think twice and want to take the initiative to rather get postings to more closer and developed areas. Because these deprived areas, even access to potable water, access to electricity, access to some basic amenities are not available in these areas. And you put someone from, say, Kumasi or even Accra to go to these areas to go and teach, and you don't give them any form of incentive. What form of motivation are you giving them to stay there? So what some of these stakeholders are saying is that if you are bringing people from these areas to go to far places to go and teach, in order to motivate them to want to be there, give them something to incentivize them. Or better so, you can also ensure that the teachers you send there are teachers from within the region who are used to the area, so that we don't have these kind of challenges. And they are saying that they should decentralize the deployment of teachers. Some of them, they don't go at all. You send them there, they don't get to go. They go to a private school where they think they are better teachers and they stay there. So the teachers, the students who do not get access to these education are out of these same schools or from these same schools that do not have the basic amenities or infrastructure that they need to to be able to pass through their exams to go to the next stage of their education. So if government is depriving them of that, I think it is no fault of these kids if they don't have access to the teachers needed, access to the ICT lab, they don't have access to textbooks, they don't have access to a lot of things that they need to go to the next step. So I am not too surprised if EduWatch is giving out this report on the percentage of students who move to the next level of their education.
Interesting.
Especially from Northern Ghana. I'm not.
Interesting. In one breath, you sounded like a policy analyst, right? Because you've covered the region so extensively and you know what the real issues are. So clearly for you, incentivizing the teachers is the way to go, you know, to help them and to encourage them to give up their best in rural parts of the region.
And also decentralizing the deployment of
Interesting.
Teachers. Exactly.
Very, very briefly and finally, the situation at the Islamic Senior High School, do you get a sense that it's the same in other parts of the region, and by extension, the northern region, the 5 northern regions, or will you say it's an isolated case in areas?
Jude, let me not cut you short. This is not an isolated case. So let me take you back to 2019, even when I wasn't working with Channel 1 TV. I had my younger sister gaining admission to a school, which is a day school, completely day school. She's from so we reside in Tamale, my whole family in Tamale. And my sister, who was just about 15 or 14 years, had to travel all the way to Tang on your way to Yendi to attend school. And this was just an E-block, and it had no boarding status. And you can imagine, you have to take the risk, because all efforts to have a replacement was not successful. And we couldn't let her sit home without going to school. We took the risk of having to rent a room for her at that age, to be in her own room in a community where she doesn't know anyone, and be schooling. And this is not an isolated case. There are a lot of other students who will be suffering this and who have been suffering this for years, but probably they don't get to have it come to the media space. And if we are alerting the Ministry of Education, GES, about this issue, I think they should take a keen interest and have a second look at it and see how best they'll be able to solve these issues. Where people are posted from very far places to come and school only on a day basis. It's not helping.
Interesting. Shawana Yusuf, thank you so much for the amazing job you are doing and for, you know, being a voice for advocacy and bringing the plights of your residents, right, in the northern region to bear. Grateful for that. We'll keep following the issues keenly, and as and when there are any updates, we'll be back for you to share with us. But thank you so much, Shawana.
I think this is a very, very critical issue, and honestly needs to be looked at holistically. I can't imagine a 15-year-old girl leaving her house to start living in a community that she doesn't know alone. That is weird. Her sister had to do it. That is problematic. That is problematic for a child's life.
If not atrocious.
It's too much.
And
a 15-year-old. But at the same time, in the same breath, we're the same society screaming about, you know, how children are raised, how, you know, children behave and all that. You are throwing her into the world when she's not even ready for the world.
Still learning about her own self.
She doesn't even know herself yet. And then you've just thrown her into the world to become an adult overnight because she needs to go to school. And like Shawana said, if they didn't let her go, she wouldn't have gone to school that year because they didn't have anybody to help her. Still brings about my friend's issue. Actually, she was in Accra, and her son was, you know, given a school in La, but they live in Adenta. So how...
A day school.
A day school. How is that child supposed to be waking up like a child? We're not thinking about the detriments. We're not thinking about the development, the detriment it could have on a child, the development and all that. And this whole computerized system, is it working or it's not working? Because I don't understand. Why are you giving day status to people that live far away?
You know, I think
somebody needs to be held accountable for everything that's going on. I'm sorry.
Definitely, and the buck stops with leadership, right? Political leadership.
Yeah.
Yesterday again, and I'm sorry I keep making reference to Professor Ernest Aite. He's a board chair of Achimota School. He's been vice chancellor for University of Ghana for 10 years. He's been head of ISE, you know, which is an economic organization that look into all of these things. He's definitely coming on the back of this with some level of experience in education, right? And he makes the point that government is not the only stakeholder. They are just one of the many stakeholders in this. So they need to listen to people who have the experience, who have the expertise, and have done actual work in research and in administration, right, on the way forward on this. And I think the point is quite clear. I'm so convinced beyond every reasonable doubt that, see, the over expectations or the overindulgence in free SHS and the politicization of it is not the way to go. I think at this point in our national development, we should be able to say, see, let's put on the brakes now. Chris, look at this, for example. We hear the point that, oh, free SHS, and like they'll cancel it. And if free SHS was or is as big as the politicians make it to be, why did the NPP lose the election? They would have probably won, right? So there are other issues of concern to Ghanaians. And the point is that we have set a question and we've given answers that are wrong, and we think that, or we've given the right answers to the wrong question. It still makes it wrong. And again, the point is that you can't have this level of students and not plan for them. So government is a continuum. What was the forecast to say that in the year 2025, we are expecting this number of students, so we are going to plan for them in terms of constructing the dormitories and all of that. But again, I'm so convinced that the excessive nature with which we fund the free SHS and the huge amounts of money we put into this has created a significant problem. So much that we've neglected other forms of education or other modules, the basic, the pre-school, and even tertiary. And now everything is concentrated at one point, and we are not seeing the outcomes in the way that we expect. So this is another golden opportunity for government to say, let's all come to the table again, just like we did for the National Economic Dialogue. Let's do one for free SHS. Bring all relevant stakeholders, vice chancellors, bring the CHAS, bring NAT, bring everybody who has a voice, the Parent Teachers Association, right? Bring them to the table and let's ask the question, what is the way forward? How do we improve this? How do we improve the outcomes? It is atrocious that in 2025, only 3 out of 7 or out of 10 students in Northern Ghana in basic school go to SHS. Even with that, we're unable to deal with the numbers. And I'm sure if we listen to the experts around the table, I mean, you can say, okay, this is my opinion. I mean, it's me, it's Jude. But if someone like Professor Ernest Aite speaks on it, I think that as minister, you should be concerned and you should listen, you know, and at least interrogate what the issues are. Because I don't think he means ill for the country, you know. So, and again, the smartest people in this country can't always be the politicians.
No, that brings me to the fact that it's ironic that you are dealing on issues of education and you do not have, you know, people in academics as stakeholders. And
I mean, the deputy, to be fair, the deputy education minister is someone who's done extensive work in education. So Dr. Apak, right? Of course, the Ghana Education Service have high-level, you know, staff who've done extensive work in education. But there's a way to which the politics of the day can infiltrate the system and make people who ordinarily would have had different opinions to now think along a certain line, which is usually the party line. So the point is that bring outsiders who have neutral views, who have expertise and experience to now contribute towards decision making, right? And I'm sure that when this is done, it improves the outcomes, it improves the quality, and it makes us all better for it. But the current system as it pertains, I struggle to see how we'll make progress as a people. You know, parents are not happy with the quality they are given, even though it's free and everybody wants to jump on. And again, I ask the big question, what's the point in having free education when the quality is still bad? How are we making them ready for the world, for the job market. These are real issues that we need to find answers to. And I'm not particularly satisfied with the approach we've done. The NDC government had a clean slate. You know, they had what it took to say that, guys, see, we are going to make reforms. We are going to make reviews, not necessarily to scrap it, but to improve it.
Yeah.
You know, but we've not seen that because they're also afraid of the politics. But I want to urge them and dare the government to say that they shouldn't be afraid to take the big decisions, the hardcore decisions. Because again, I want to remind them that if they feel that free SHS was as big a political cost as they want us to believe, or as the previous government wanted us to believe, they wouldn't have lost the election. So it is a golden opportunity, and Ghanaians are becoming increasingly smarter by day. If you improve this and the outcomes tell, of course we'll give you credit. So Mr. Haruna Idrisu, you know, Charlie, you'll be a major guy. Please deal with the thing. And I trust in your leadership and your capability to improve outcomes, particularly with the quality we've seen at the free or the senior high school level.
All right. And I hope to hear it.
No, he has said it.
Yeah.
No, he watches Channel 1 TV. So he has to.
Anyway, that's good.
Yes.
And I think this is a great conversation we just had. I just pray that those in charge should, you know, get to work and make this happen, because obviously these children are the future, and we cannot be playing with the future of the country just like that. We'll take a quick break, and when we come back, we have another community that we'll be delving into, and that's the Ashanti region. So let's take this break, and we'll be back.
You're welcome back. This is Breakfast Daily right here on Channel 1 TV. My name is Jude Duncan. Of course, I'm here with Chris Carter.
Yes.
And we are delving into the big national issues of concern to you, our lovely viewers out there. Guys, see, we want the country to be better. You know, it's not like we don't have anything to do in our homes. We are just here talking about issues. We want the country to get better. We want to see our livelihood improved as a people. And that is why we talk about these issues that are of serious concerns to you and everyone else. Moving on from the challenges within our education sector, our environment isn't any better, right? Because Galamsey is still raging on, and pharmacy technicians are now urging government to act decisively against this menace that is fast depleting and destroying our environment. Let's take a look at the report.
According to the association, harmful chemicals used in the mining process, including lead, cadmium, and mercury, often contaminate water bodies that serve as a source of drinking water for many communities. When these toxic substances enter the human body, they interact with certain medications, reducing their effectiveness and, in some cases, causing health complications. Experts explained that these heavy metals can bind to medications in the body, reducing their effectiveness.
The issue is that, you know, if you are talking about some of these heavy metals that are found in water, either lead, cadmium, if you are talking about mercury, etc., of course, some of them have the tendency to chelate with other existing, you know, medications that they may be taking. And so obviously there is, you know, that direct impact. But that is mostly found in areas where the Galamsey, you know, menace is really, you know, growing.
Speaking to the media at the 16th Annual General Conference of the Pharmacy Technicians Association of Ghana in Kumasi, Chairman of the Government and Hospital Pharmacists Association, Dr. Emmanuel Owusu-Owiafe, stressed the need for decisive and proactive measures to avert the negative impact on pharmaceutical production.
The issue of galamsey is a menace to the pharmaceutical sector, and I think as we did indicate from our annual general meeting, we are actually having threat to pharmaceutical production, particularly pertaining to the production of infusions. And that is why we, as the Pharmaceutical Society of Ghana, and then the government and hospital pharmacists alike, are calling for swift, decisive action from government. I think we've reiterated severally about the health effects of what? Of galamsey. So the decision should be something decisive, and I think we want a more drastic approach so that we do not have issues with the production of pharmaceuticals.
Meanwhile, the acting president of the Pharmacy Technicians Association of Ghana, PharmTech Richard Botwe, described the persistent delay in the government's financial clearance for newly graduated pharmacy technicians as disheartening.
The persistent delay in government financial clearance for newly graduated technicians is disturbing. Qualified professionals are left idle while the health sector remains critically short-staffed. Unlike our other health professionals or colleagues, we lack a clear, formalized career advancement pathway from the Pharmacy Council. This absence of recognized progression for specialized skills limits professional authority.
So clearly, very, very unfortunate since again, pharmacy technicians are not happy with the pace at which government is working to address galamsey issues. But yesterday, we heard also from the Ghana Water Company Limited MD, Adam Mutawakilu, who assured us that the Kwanyako water treatment plant that shuts down is back working again. But the point is that our water is still infected with some of these heavy chemicals, lead, mercury, arsenic, all of these serious things and chemicals have still contaminated our water, and it doesn't make it any safe for use. So Chris, Charlie,
it's too much.
I'm tired.
I know you said that.
Yeah. I don't have the luxury of being tired, but honestly, I'm tired because I think everybody knows what to be done. So if it's not happening, it's like it's like they don't want to do it. It's not that we don't know.
Yeah. And it's not that we don't care again, but it's gotten to the period where we've talked about it so much that even our tired is tired.
Yeah,
like you're just exhausted talking about the same thing always. But anyway, we have Dr. Emmanuel Owusu-Owiafe, who is the national chairman at the Government Hospital and the Pharmacist Association. Hello, Doc.
Yeah, hello. Good morning.
Good morning. You are welcome to the show.
Yeah, thank you very much.
All right, so can you give us a little bit of rundown how this whole issue of galamsey it's affecting or can actually reduce the effectiveness of drugs that we take?
Okay, so thank you very much. The very important thing to note is that the contamination of water sources by heavy metals from galamsey, particularly pertaining to the use of mercury, lead, arsenic, and cadmium, directly and indirectly compromise the entire pharmaceutical value chain. It has effects on the quality of raw materials, the safety, and then the integrity of the manufacturing process, and then the therapeutic efficacy of the final, drug product. And it can ultimately lead to us having dangerous pharmacotherapeutic outcomes for patients, leading to sometimes even treatment failure and then poisoning. And the issue is one pertaining to pharmaceutical manufacturing. Pharmaceutical manufacturing requires water of extremely high purity, then these are usually classified into, we have the purified water and then even the water for injection. The purified water is particularly used in the production of the infusions, etc. And when these water sources are contaminated, it poses a threat. What happens is that the heavy metals can spoil and then damage sophisticated water purification systems like the reverse osmosis membranes and then the distillation units that pharmaceutical industries use. And in instances of the high load of inorganic contaminants, it reduces the efficacy and lifespan of even their equipment that they use. And so what happens also is that with this in mind, it takes even longer time for pharmaceutical industry to purify water, and then we end up spending so much in the very water purification system. And if you go around the various facilities, you realize that now even the price of infusions is on the increase. The other aspect has got to do with the impact on the very efficacy and then the safety of the medicine. My dear sister, see, what happens is that some of these heavy metals can catalyze the degradation of the very active pharmaceutical ingredients. And some can lead to the forming of insoluble complexes with the drug molecules themselves, rendering them inactive. And so, for instance, mercury and then arsenic can bind to the sulfur groups in the proteins of some of these medicines, and it degenerates into something else. And when that happens, definitely a well-manufactured drug may not even be able to exercise the needed pharmacotherapeutic effect. The other aspect has actually also gotten to do with we having toxic synergism and then antagonism to the mechanism of action of some of these drugs. Sometimes we can have a drug and then some of these heavy metals targeting the same organ in the body and amplifying the damage that it can lead to the body. Example, if you take paracetamol for instance, which is hepatotoxic. If an individual is taking paracetamol and is already pre-exposed to these heavy metals, the patient who is having the pre-existing liver stress, from the metal contamination, can have his situation amplified when he or she is taking the medicine, for instance, paracetamol, and that leads to a deterioration of the individual's condition. And then we have also instances where there is the alteration of the pharmacokinetics of the drug. And all these things are very, things that we ought to exercise caution on, stem primarily from heavy metal contamination, which is basically from illegal mining with galamsey.
Interesting.
Yeah, so what sort of drugs are actually made here?
Okay, in our fold within the Ghanaian pharmaceutical industry, we have several range of drugs that are made. We have antibiotics, we have antihypertensives, anti-diabetics, we have the non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs, which we refer to as painkillers. We have several other anti-infectives, etc. And so, the Ghanaian pharmaceutical industry manufactures a whole range of allopathic medicine.
Doc, when would normalcy look like, or what would normalcy look like? At what point will you say that, okay, it seems that significant progress is being made with regards to the fight against galamsey and its effect on the pharmaceutical industry?
Okay. We will say that we are achieving normalcy when we begin to experience a reduction and request with prescriptions that pertain to medications that are used for the management of liver and then kidney conditions. We particularly needed to stem this alarm first and foremost due to the fact that my members across the various regions of across the various regions of Ghana were reporting cases of marked increase in prescriptions for managing chronic
water treatment plant that shuts down as a result of Galamsey activity is at a 100%, efficiency rate now in terms of its operationality. Does that give you a sign of hope in terms of improving the quality of our water?
You see, okay, thank you very much for this question. You see, as for the water treatment, Ghana Water, their primary duty is to, of course, make available, water we can say is quality, where, citizens can take and be assured of the highest quality.
Yeah.
Our main goal is to make sure we have water that is not polluted.
Yeah.
And I think that is the basic principle. If citizens will take water and this water is not exposed to any of these heavy metals, then naturally we don't have any issue. But until that is done, we have a cause for concern. And the point should not be about over polluting our water and then using other adverse means, etc., to kind of purify it. Of course, that one also comes with its own repercussions. We are all very mindful about the fact that they actually even would need extra money, etc., and then use other modern technologies to even treat the water. But we should come to the point where we can be assured of the water we are taking. Mind as this polluted water is not serving only, us as individuals. Animals feed on these same polluted water bodies, and we may be the same people who would end up actually consuming these same animals. And even assuming those water, Ghana Water is treating the water, we can have the situation recycled in a form where we, through our consumption of some of these animals, we end up with similar attacks. And so the issue should be about we putting every good measure in place that will curb the pollution of our water bodies.
Interesting. Let me take you back to your comment around the health reports and conditions you are being, coming across in line of your work as a result of Galamsey. We also have heard from some pathologists that, for example, in Galamsey areas, we are seeing babies born with rare deformities, right? And also, pregnancies are being affected significantly. Now, can you explain to us the correlation? Is it as a result of some chemicals that are found in the water or the food that they eat in Galamsey areas that cause these kinds of deformities? And even in your practice, right, have you come across such cases?
Yeah, thank you very much. Yes, we have. The point is that these heavy metals have severe effects on the body. And when if the individuals who took in these contaminated water are pregnant women, some of the heavy metals are teratogenic, and then it affects the whole cycle of pregnancy. And that is the instance we experience with our pregnant women, where they deliver and there are more deformities with parts of the babies, etc., which is also very, very alarming. But the other case has got to do with the fact that when we talk about mercury, for instance, mercury attacks the nervous system. It can lead to tremor, it can lead to memory loss and cognitive decline. And in fact, in children, it actually causes irreversible developmental problems. And so you end up, if we don't take care, we may end up with, with children with several developmental problems. When we take lead, for instance, lead is said to be a silent killer. It can cause, its regular, it being in the body for a long time can lead to some kind of anemia because, there is competition for its binding even with iron, etc. And it can cause brain damage. And it can lead to devastating effects on children's IQ and development. When we take cadmium and arsenic, for instance, their presence in the body is directly linked to kidney failure and then some other types of cancer. So definitely, the effects are, the defects are various, and that is why we are actually seeing many patients manifesting now with kidney failure, where we may require large-term dialysis, etc. And that is why we think we are actually sitting on a public health, time bomb.
Doc, clearly, I don't want to say I'm scared, but clearly I think I'm very frightened.
We are scared.
But we appreciate the work you are doing, rallying the community and the industry together to take a stand and to lend your voice to what many have described as an ecocide, right? We are so grateful for your time this morning. Dr. Farm Emmanuel Owusu Oriafe. Interesting. But that's the first time I'm hearing the name Oriafe. Is that the actual spelling of it?
Yes, that is it.
So yours is an O.
Yes, please.
Oh, okay. Interesting. Wow. Doc, we are so grateful for your time this morning. Thank you so much
for having me.
Yeah.
You don't know if you're scared. I'm scared.
I'm
actually very scared because, I feel, like we said when we started this conversation, we're tired. We're tired. My tired is tired.
Yeah.
Because it feels like it's just a lot of talks. It's a lot of talks, and I don't really see the proactiveness.
How do you say tired? How do you say tired in Ga? During that, how do you say tired in Ga?
Etomi.
Yeah.
Etomi. Like it's just too much.
Yeah.
Over you.
If you say my bread, it doesn't really communicate. It's
just like my bread.
Etomi.
Like it's deep.
Yeah. Actually, and the point is that I appreciate the pharmacy technicians, right, for lending the voice. The Pediatric Society of Ghana have spoken, the Ghana Medical Association, even though I have my own issues with them with regards to their conduct in 2024 in the build-up to the election. I've heard pathologists on these issues. I've heard former Ghana Health Service Director Bedu Akosa, professor on these issues. So many people have spoken about this. Right, and
it actually affects your IQ.
It is killing babies deformities. If babies are coming out with two heads, IQ is like.
Did you see that survey?
Yeah.
About the Ghanaian IQ. I'm beginning to think. Very good.
We laugh about it, but it's guys.
It's actually not funny.
Yeah.
Because most of us have reached all of you coming up now, I'm sure you want families and stuff like that. So if you're planning for families and you want someone to settle down with one day and you want to have children, this should be scary. Even without wanting to have children, this is scary because if you get sick, you're probably going to be prescribed a medicine that is made in Ghana. And
Charlie, for the second time on the show, I have nothing useful to add. Guys, everything Chris said and more. Full stop. We'll take a break now on a very depressing note. I'm tired. Like I said, it told me, wow, denche.
For me, my tired is tired.
But let's hear from you guys. Yeah. You're a big part of the show. We want to hear what you think about the issues. If you have any solutions to profile, share with us.
Even share your thoughts. Yeah, let's know what you think. Are you tired like us? Yeah. Send in those messages and we'll take a quick break and we'll be right back.
technology has helped various caregivers and professionals in the, in the circles of autism to enhance their skills.
It will enhance their social interaction through virtual meetings.
The cost of the equipment needs to be made affordable, cheaper, so that people could use it and access it.
A lot of people can use, like we are able to use short code, which is that once you have average network to even send SMS, it is able to answer certain questions.
People at the rural end should not be left out, because that would actually reduce this rural-urban migration.
Welcome to EdTech Monday. This is a platform for education technology discussions, and we have a focus on policymakers, entrepreneurs, and educational ecosystem. EdTech Monday is a platform created by the MasterCard Foundation in partnership with MEST Africa to bring EdTech entrepreneurs, policy stakeholders, and government together to deliberate on important issues within EdTech.
Watch EdTech Mondays on Mondays at 7 p.m. Brought to you by the MasterCard Foundation in partnership with MEST Africa, only on Channel 1 TV.
All right, welcome back. It's still Breakfast Daily right here on Channel 1 TV. We have some messages, some birthdays, and also some from, some are contributing to the show. So I'm going to start with the birthdays. Belated happy first birthday to our adorable Clarion Ni Amon. 1 year of cuddles, giggles, and making memories has flown so fast. Wishing you a day as bright and beautiful as your smile. May this year bring you endless joy, wisdom, love. You are blessed to our family. You are blessed into our family, and we are grateful to have you. Here's to many more milestones, adventures, and snuggles. I wish the baby could hear all this. From the parents, Mr. and Mrs. Amon, and family from Akwetiman SDA. We have another one. Happy birthday to Biwarina Kugbenu CA. May the Lord bless you. May the Lord continue to bless you, and may this chapter of your life be characterized by great exploits. Keep being amazing. Happy birthday from Karen. And one here. Good morning. I've been following your discussions, and you've hit the nail right on the head. Keep up the good works, from Benjamin in Kasua. Good morning. I just want to clarify that as a 14-year-old boy and 13 years ago, that as a 14-year-old boy 13 years ago, yeah. I attended Nungwa SHS as a day student from East Legon. I initially thought it was a troubling situation, but years down the line, I've grown more comfortable with staying at one end of town and working in the other.
Doesn't make it ideal.
It doesn't make it ideal. It's like being used to suffering. Anyway, it's just a preparatory curve. What Africans, huh? My lady should kindly tell her friends there's nothing wrong with the kid going to a day school since they're both in Accra. And going forward, if you want a boarding house, then choose schools far from you. Adenta to La is a stone throw.
Again, you see, on that point, right, I think that there's also a significant problem with how we prepare students to choose schools.
Yeah.
There's, in my church, I take it upon myself to say, see, for those who are writing BEC, I talk to them, I help them, I look at their strengths. When I had a time, I used to teach them. I'll teach them
Sunday
math,
school teacher.
Actually, like teaching them school stuff in the church.
How sweet.
Yeah. So
Jude, God will bless you.
Amen. I can't to see the blessings come.
Nice.
Yeah, it's left with the momo.
It will come.
Other tools. So I talk to them, I see their strength, I see their academic performance, and I try to advise them on what schools to choose. I mean, I talk to their parents as well. There are some people, obviously, don't know how the system works. So they choose like 4 category A schools. It doesn't work that way, you know. So if you do that, you'll be thrown somewhere else where ordinarily wasn't part of your set list, you know. So we need to drum home the message. And I would have expected that the education ministry, they take this head on. Maybe they do it in the schools, but the parents are not in the schools. Yeah. So bring it.
A lot of parents are not actually involved in a lot of things that go on.
Exactly, you know. So talk about it in the media, talk about it in the newspapers. Let people understand the process that you'd have to go through in selecting schools, you know, considering all the factors at play. And if you do that, I'm not sure they'll throw you to a place like Bunkrugu when you are in
Accra
somewhere.
Yeah. And the last one here, happy birthday, Rose. Wishing you a day filled with love, laughter, and all the amazing things that make you the happiest. Keep being amazing. May this year bring you endless joy, success, and beautiful memories. Cheers to another beautiful birthday. And this is from George. And it's actually nice to see these birthday messages here. And they have so many emojis, and then
celebrate people while they are alive. I mean, it's a good thing to do.
Yeah. Next time I'll read the emojis. Happy birthday!
Interesting.
Imagine reading the emoji.
You have too much fun on the show.
What is this? What's this emoji?
It is.
Do it.
With things, Charlie, you're letting me have.
All right, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm somebody's uncle. You can't be doing this to me on national television. Yeah. It's time for
entertainment highlight. Yeah.
Welcome, Akwaba, Obake. Bienvenue to Entertainment Highlights on Breakfast Daily, proudly brought to you by Ghana Weekend. My name is Dede Davis. Now let's check out some stories. High Life legend Jeduble Ambule says, although music has not made him rich, it has provided him with a comfortable life. Speaking exclusively to Ghana Weekend's Fifi Anan at the Afro Gastro Festival, held on Saturday, October 18, at the Kwame Nkrumah Memorial Park, the 78-year-old musician reflected on his career and the financial rewards it has brought him. I haven't been rich out of music, but I've been comfortable out of music, Ambule said, because what I have, my house, my car, my everything was given to me by music. He emphasized that wealth is not just about having a bunch of money, but knowing how to use what one earns wisely. If you have the bunch and you don't know how to utilize it, it's useless, he added. Ambule, who began his career in an era long before social media and digital streaming, expressed gratitude for the life music has afforded him.
I haven't been rich out of music, but I've been comfortable out of music because what I have, my house, my car, my everything was given to me by music. So I'm happy with that. It's not having a bunch of money other than no, because if you have the bunch and you don't know how to utilize it, it's useless. But I've been comfortable. Whatever that the music has given to me, I thank the Most High for that.
Moving on, renowned preacher Sonny Badu has praised dancehall musician Shatta Wale for drawing an unprecedented crowd in Ghana's history. In his view, not even the historic Independence Day celebration led by former President of Ghana, Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, drew a crowd as massive as that of Shatta Wale's birthday concert. In a post shared on Instagram on October 20, 2025, he wrote, "It's never happened in the history of Ghana, not even on the day of our independence with Dr. Kwame Nkrumah. This is huge. Shatta Wale needs to be studied. We all go throw money for ground, feed the streets, and they got your back. Pa. I think Ghana is evolving, and soon we will take the center stage," he wrote. In other exciting stories, the 13th edition of Miss Grand International Pageant, which took place in Bangkok, Thailand, saw Ghana take the third runner-up position. The just-ended pageant brought together 77 countries across different continents and represented by beautiful and elegant ladies to compete for one crown. Faith Maria Porter, who is an American-born Ghanaian model and Miss Grand Ghana 2025, stood out throughout the competition. Her captivating smiles, confident walk, eloquent speaking, calm demeanor, and intellect won the hearts of the world and fellow contestants. She portrayed the rich culture and identity of Ghana through her costumes and appearance, which further sold the motherland to the global markets. We say congratulations to our queen.
Miss Grand Ghana, mother of the soil. This national costume draws its soul from the very land that births kings and nurtures queens. Ghana, she is the mother of the soil, the spirit of abundance, fertility, resilience, and divine.
Maria Porter, Miss Grand.
And now to our final story. Nigerian rapper Odomudu Black has shared details of a frightening health scare that almost claimed his life during a tonsil surgery. The artist revealed that the medical procedure took place around the time he released his hit single, Declan Rise. What was meant to be a simple surgery to remove his tonsils reportedly turned into a serious emergency that lasted several hours. According to the rapper, the operation, which was supposed to take about 30 minutes, unexpectedly stretched into 5 hours due to complications. Fortunately, another doctor who was usually far from the hospital happened to be nearby and quickly came to assist, helping to save his life. After the procedure, Odomudu Black said he struggled with fear, believing he might not survive. He recalled how he expressed his fear to his 71-year-old mother before eventually recovering. In a post, he said, surgery of 20 minutes or 30 minutes took 5 hours. The guy that was doing the surgery said that in 12 years of doing that surgery, he has never asked for help. But that day, he asked for help, and the guy he asked was staying 1 hour away. But that day when he called, he was 2 minutes away at the filling station. He just came in. Even the hospital did not know he came in. He came like an angel and went. When the surgery was done, I thought I was actually going to die. I was telling my mother that I'm not going to make it, he wrote. That's it for entertainment stories for today. Now let's check out Channel 1 TV's Top 10 Music Countdown.
Number 9. Number 8. Number 7. Number 6. Number 5.
One side, shoulder, one side, shoulder.
Number 4. Number 3. Number 2. Number 1. This is the Channel 1 Countdown.
Thank Thank you for tuning in to Entertainment Highlights on Breakfast Daily. Proudly brought to you by Ghana Weekend. Stay updated with Ghana Weekend for all the juicy stories on your favorite celebrity, events, and all things pop culture. Follow us on Facebook, X, Instagram, and TikTok, and subscribe to our YouTube channel, Ghana Weekend TV. My name is Didi Davis. Until next time, it's bye for now.
It's welcome for now. Back to Breakfast Daily, and that was Ghana Weekend with the entertainment highlight.
Where's Kim Paluta?
I don't know. Maybe he's cooking up music.
Yeah, but he's keeping long.
Oh, you like him?
Sometimes. Well, I think he's a great actor. It's been a while I heard something from him. I mean, towards the end of last year, he was the guy.
Yeah.
But this year, not quite. You know. Anyway, wish him well. But your thoughts on Shatta Wale's concert? Have you formed an opinion? Like, what do you make of it?
He can run for president.
Really?
Yeah.
Hey. So you took Shatta Wale for president.
Okay, maybe not for president, but he can run for office. Any office, honestly.
Yeah, he will win. If he ran for
honestly,
MP somewhere, he will probably win.
Yes.
But does he want to do that? I'm not sure.
I don't think so.
Yeah, but you're impressed with the numbers.
The numbers are great. He has fans. We keep on saying this on this show. He has fans.
Has he ended the comparison for good?
Oh no.
Has that debate ended?
No. Apart from the fans, obviously, we also talk about the music, the quality of the music, and everything. Yeah.
Yeah, but he's number one on the countdown. So
he wants to take us off. The people in our ear want to take us off, but anyway. It's time for us to go because the producers are like, we need to get out of here. And we hope that you enjoyed the show. Thank you for staying tuned with us. And remember that the show actually started with Nana Tufo Boateng. My name is Chris Carter.
My name is Jude Duncan. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.